Hey everybody, this is Rep Porter here at the Seminole Hard Rock. We're going to be watching some poker today.
Live stream, yep. This is Frank Casella joining Rep, Hollywood, Florida, the Hard Rock. Big celebrations in Miami all night with what happened in Cuba.
Yes, Mr. Castro.
Yep, so
Can you send me a good picture?
they're teeing up in celebration.
It'll be interesting to see how people remember him.
I know, right? And the cash game they're about to kick off is a $5,000 minimum buy-in, I believe. Is that right?
I think so.
Yep.
You can buy in 5 to 20,000.
5 to 20.
Mike Tantali telling me not to mess this up. Way to go, Mike.
We have
we just
the
got started. It's
Matinator
hard to make
joining
any
us online,
mistakes
saying
here.
hi. Rad Poker.
Yes, hello, Rad Poker. Looks like they're just getting ready to get going. They got everyone sitting at the table with chips, dealer, some cards, all that exciting stuff.
Everybody looks cute. I think that's going to have to be the one.
Cards in the air shortly. They pretend like they're enjoying each other's company right now until the first bad beat.
Okay. Cool.
Then they'll start swinging.
Pictures are so impossible.
We were just all hanging out at lunch, and we were like, let's just play cash.
Now, Young Polk says this is the worst stream, and he hasn't even heard us talk yet.
Well, they haven't started playing yet, so I guess they, it is important for it. We were trying to make sure everybody had the opportunity to listen to them chat a little bit before they got cards in the air. But we can talk a little bit about, day one yesterday. I bagged up a little over 115,000 in the main event, and I think you finished the day well.
I managed to put 71,000 in the bag.
There we go.
Flew in from Seattle yesterday morning. Watched the end of the Huskies dominate Washington State on their way to the college playoff.
There you go.
And then I late regged to the tournament and managed to make it today too.
Yeah, I did too. I late regged 4 hours in, and I think I went broke in about 7 minutes, which is not too unusual for me. And then I decided to get focused and played well the rest of the night on my second bullet, and I was just really excited to not have to play again today. I'm assuming, I guess they all played yesterday as well. And
several of them played. I saw Natasha. She was at my table. She bagged. I know Jessica Dawley bagged. And Sam played, but I think she ran out of chips. I'm not 100%. C-Mex says hi. Hi to you as well. And look, we got cards.
Cards are in the air.
Game is on.
Looks like a 25-50 blind.
Did you buy?
Yes.
Did you buy? Oh,
And
We got Jason's image up.
I love that.
And
That's
Natasha, nice. Recently married, the two of them.
exactly. Yeah, congratulations to Natasha
Yes.
and Jason. And Maury did that to my wife one time from the World Series of Poker Australia broadcast.
Put your picture up instead of
Yeah,
her?
put Piper Casella, Frank Casella's wife, and then stuck my picture up there. She said he did it on purpose, but I don't really know. It's one of my favorite pics of my wife.
Nice.
Oh. So, how many people we have playing this hand? We had 2 to see the flop. Heads up.
Yeah.
So is that the tip pot, right? Yeah.
So Lexy took down the first pot.
Yeah, it's 2.
We were chatting so much about your football game and our day one exciting finish. I don't even think we followed the action much.
Oh, that's all right. We got people in the chat talking about the Washington Huskies, which is far more important than anything else. And yes, they're going to wax Colorado in the in the Pac-12 title game and go to the playoffs.
Whoever wins the next one can just give whoever wins it will just give you 25. Yeah. It's fine. Those times are tough, okay?
All right, Natasha's in the big blind.
What'd you bag? What? What'd you bag? Is that a needle? No. What? 0. I don't understand. I thought that's what you were saying earlier when I said.
Oh, Jessica looks down at Ace King offsuit.
Jamie was like, oh, like
Opens with a raise.
Yeah, I
It looks like Natasha's going to call her from the big blind with 8-9 offsuit.
I waded through like 50 tweets. I'm like, not poker,
read
not
through-
poker,
she's like,
not
they're all
poker.
political. She's like, they're all political. I was like,
All right.
and she likes it.
This hand should go quick.
I just figure nobody cares if I thought since day one of attorney. It's like,
We care.
Check, bet, fold, standard action.
It's massive, really, if you think about it. No, the reason I was trying to find out is because if you weren't playing on here, I was gonna tell Anna that like she wasn't gonna play the tournament. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
okay.
Or if you were playing, that's why I asked.
So we have no straddles yet today. A little bit different than yesterday when we occasionally had 4 straddles, Frank. What'd you think about that? Did you watch any of the 4 straddle action?
I did not. I was, busy playing my day one, just trying to stay focused.
I
but
think all these things just take a little time to warm up.
yeah,
Once people kind of get in the rhythm, get in the flow, the game has a little character.
yeah,
People start firing things up.
exactly. And looks like we have Lexy opening under the gun with King Queen. Sam calls with Ace-3 of diamonds. Jamie in the 7 seat. I think Jamie used to be an attorney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she went to Michigan Law. Do you think she followed the football game today?
Me? No.
No.
Oh,
Jamie,
I-
Michigan, Ohio State, double overtime.
Really?
The number 2 team and number 3 team in the country.
I don't follow football at all.
They ended just in time for me to walk down here. I had the internal debate. Do I show up late so I can watch triple overtime? Or do I go straight down?
I can't imagine. I mean, I did follow football a lot, as big Tennessee Titans fans
Yeah.
back in the day. Oh, I like this.
You'd be in the second best poker
The
player
second
from
best
Tennessee.
poker player from Tennessee behind Kathy Liebert.
C-Max asked what Berkey ended up winning last night. I think his number was like 270, 275, somewhere there. I saw it this morning.
He would take all the trash, talk all the trash in the world.
All right, Jessica looks down at pocket sevens.
Worst or best? Depends on how you look at it. Sick. The reads, folks. So aggro.
What did you have? 7?
Quick raise takes it down.
Excited about your $75 win. What are you gonna buy?
No big action yet. We will be doing a championship feature table stream tomorrow at starting at 2:45.
Yeah, they're going to pick some people who look like characters and put them on the telly for
Right.
you all to watch.
That's good. Hopefully they'll write, good material. Because unless you're just funny looking like we are, it's hard to be funny.
And that's how you spell he's playing poker? No. Oh, I was like, he's playing.
C-Menx is asking online, what did everybody buy in for? There's just different buy-in amounts. It looks like from 5K to 15K, I think, is the big stack at the table right now.
Yeah, when each person, it looks like Kelly bought
Yeah.
in for 10,000, looks like Jamie bought in for 5,000. When we scroll around, it shows what their stack sizes are. And since there hasn't been any big action, whatever round
Here we
number they're
have-
closest to is the likely favorite.
Jamie's got pocket aces, it looks like.
There was a guy who was backing a bunch of players, and my friend sent the group message that he sent
Kelly
them, and he was
folds,
talking about how
so
they need to see bet more and spelled it
no action
SEA.
on the aces.
He was backing like 10 people. I was like,
Oh, man,
oh my god.
That sounds like a great backer. I bet he's getting a really fair deal.
It's like 50-50, no makeup.
No, it's worse. It's like
Make sure your
yeah.
C-bet
It's like
percentage.
80, it's like 80, 20 plus expenses.
We have white wine on ice.
Wine on ice.
We have white wine on ice. Will's telling us we have to drink, which I don't.
We probably do.
Why are we listening to what Will's saying?
Thank you.
Because
It's pretty good.
Kelly has pocket sevens again.
These are blinds.
She makes it 175.
So we're teaching after this.
Folding around.
Came into 11. She bluffed me right out of it.
And looks like Jessica looks down at pocket deuces, so I think we're going to see a flop this time.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Landing on me.
And we're off.
Woke up with
I was
it.
actually going to play, but I was like, Natasha's not in.
All hearts. I think we had an ace and a 4 on the last flop, so.
told you I woke up with it.
God, so cute. Let me get a pair one time.
Rad Poker asks, is Jamie a lawyer? And I believe she still practices, yes. I also believe she went to Michigan Law School and is from the Pennsylvania area, if I'm correct. But I'm not an expert in all these things.
To the left a little bit? Sure.
And yes, it is good to be in Florida. It's sunny and 75 here, and it's rainy and 40 in Seattle. It was nice to get away from a couple days from the bad weather.
Yeah, I took my first trip up to Seattle a few months ago. Very first time ever. I went on a cruise, a card player cruise actually, that left from there.
On a
Did some online or some onboard poker playing.
Because they had a litter.
It's a good excuse to take a cruise.
Go home and then they don't have
So it looks like Jamie limps in with Jack Queen.
How much did they scam you for?
They're not expensive.
Jessica's got ace deuce of spades in the small blind.
Yeah.
So you're not like financing the bunny?
She's
like,
just
monthly?
gonna call.
No.
No, looks like she raised.
Jamie Ray's coming into 150.
Oh, Jamie did raise. I'm
Just
sorry.
Sorry, call.
I just thought it was a funny cage. I wanted to hop around.
Gotcha.
Are you gonna make it a service bunny?
I've seen one.
Rabble 303 says, I thought Kelly was the lawyer. I actually believe 3 of these girls have law degrees.
This is the bunny for that.
Really?
You can make any.
I think Cate Hall has a law degree also. Cate is also a former lawyer. Yep.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how many former lawyers are, involved in the poker world. And, then politics in general. It's kind of funny when you think about it.
Well, I think, being a lawyer teaches you how to think, and being a good thinker is a very valuable skill in poker.
Yep, it's all about making decisions.
Yep.
It's the only thing you have control over at the poker table, really. Making a good decision.
I had kings. That was my only pair.
I was like, wait. So you have like a place with a house and a garden, or did you just do an apartment on the 30th?
The guy in the monkey suit is emceeing. Yes, that's right.
I looked at all the housing stuff, but I just don't want to have all that,
That's what
It's a lot of responsibility.
Jean-Paul the Great said.
What the rabbit is. And where
I don't see a guy in the monkey suit.
He's just wearing a regular suit.
Yeah. You're all raining on her parade. I, for one, am happy you're getting a bunny.
Thank you. I felt like you would be.
Natasha gets married and we can go, and all of a sudden.
All right, Sam raises to 150 in the cutoff with 6-9 of diamonds.
That's like a terrible idea.
I feel like parents are smelly.
They are. They are. But I think bunnies are smelly too. Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have a
Of
believe that's our
course,
first
people are
3-bet
talking about
pre-flop.
bunnies At a girls' only poker table.
There was one earlier, 3-bet with aces, took it down uncontested.
Oh, yeah. That's
Sam
gotta
doesn't like
cover
to
that all
fold though,
for
so we're going to see this flop.
Bunnies
Yep.
and adopting and boys. And
Yep.
yeah.
Nice connected hand, makes big hands with the 6-9 in position.
Oh, I can see.
So see what happens.
Looks like that flop hit them both. This will be whoever wants this pot, I think. Kelly wanted it. She gets it.
Good to have the tempo. Well, Kelly was the button that hand. I thought Kelly was a small blind.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, there we go. She was small blind. They just put the button in the wrong spot for a second.
And then like you see it later on, you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Do you remember when Darvin Moon?
Had the queen.
No,
Button's right,
on the
button's
small
right.
blind this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said he had queen.
Yeah, he like lied to his wife, and I'm like, they're
That
gonna
was
see your whole
awesome.
cards. I was like, you should probably not do that.
That was also wow.
Yeah.
Wait, when was this?
The final main event final table. He goes up to her, like he like
amazing.
blew all his chips. He goes up to her, he goes, I had queens. Like, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, you had king 3 off. Like, she's gonna see them.
Oh no.
Sam has 2 red jacks. Gonna raise it up to 150.
Okay.
Kelly on the button has pocket 8s.
You wouldn't have said anything, I would have.
She just calls behind.
Face down.
I forgot what I
And Natasha calls. We're gonna have a 3-way flop.
Oh, we got a new picture for Natasha.
All right.
Can't help it.
Sam flops top set. This is where you start thinking, how do I get the money into the middle? Oh, this is always a nice spot, isn't it? When you flop top set and they're calling behind.
I'll let good luck get you.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that's going to put Kelly in a position where she'll end up probably putting more money into the pot. That is always a tricky spot. Just a smooth call, right?
Yep. Check call from Sam. Samantha's got some game. She can trick you into doing things that you look back on and go, "Why
She
did
has
I
to
do
like that river. She has to think that's good for her action, possibly, but
Got him.
unfortunately, it didn't do her any good.
You're cute.
You or I would have probably bet on the button there, I think, when the king hits.
It's definitely worth. It's a viable bluffing card, but you're really hoping to fold a very small range of things that you have has you beat nines, tens, some weak jacks. That's
Yeah.
really all you're hoping to get to fold.
But with the board paired like that, it's hard to think that the eights might not be a value bet even sometimes.
yeah, it's hard to get called by hands worse than eights. I think.
You never know.
It's true.
When you play like me, you get all kinds of calls.
It is true. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right, Lexy starts out the hand with pocket deuces under the gun, makes it 150.
Never.
679.
Four liner,
No, I'm never
four
folding.
clubs.
Compare the board still, people.
I don't
Yeah.
care what the board is. They're just straight on the board. I'm not folding.
Sam calls with eights.
Well, that's why we invited you to play.
No, I know. I get it.
It's good. It's
I love it.
unexploitable. Looked around, you're like,
Yeah.
me.
I'm like, I know it's me. I accept it.
if it's anybody, that's me.
Do we have to put them side by side?
You said to do it to read it, yeah.
We got us a little pot brewing here.
Oh,
Lexy
wow.
Gavin has flopped a set, and Sam has an overpair.
Yep.
I think the three clubs will keep Sam from getting in trouble.
Yeah, that should do it. Pairing the board. Oop, yep. That is a deer in the headlights board for everybody.
Well, it's hard to think someone actually has a four,
It is.
but the fourth club is a scary one for sure.
Yeah. She may have to fold a set to a bet here.
Oh, don't be surprised at all if Sam makes a decent-sized bet in this
Yeah,
spot.
I think Sam will. Yep.
A little over the pot.
Terrible run out.
Tough spot. Lexy's kicking herself in the ass for not betting the turn, probably. Not a lot that could come on the river that would not be scary.
Yeah, you need to drink.
Everything else.
I need a shot.
Ah,
Immediately.
terrible.
We can get one. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm ready for
She's
some.
facing what, $800 bet?
Yep.
She's got to be thinking, why would she not bet a random club on the turn behind me there?
Well,
I don't know. That's what I would be thinking.
people take free draws to their two overs in the club in that spot.
Cautious shake. What? Shouldn't say it.
And if you put Samantha on an overpair, you know, 3/4 of them have a club in them, so you're not quite getting the right price.
Yep.
Good luck, Sam.
But
Good call. It was a good call. It was a hard call, but I don't think it was a bad call.
very tough spot.
Yeah.
See?
It was hard.
They're good a lot of the time.
I just think in a lot of cases there, when
did almost
when
look at that.
when the person's checking behind you, when the ace hits the turn, and three clubs are out there. I mean,
Natasha, she's always ready to call.
Yeah.
I don't know, just an easy opportunity for somebody to just, you know, bet and take the pot down there. So when they try to bluff on the river, I don't know.
Real crazy. Water.
She calls it
Water bottle.
I think
She calls it like
Yeah, but-
9. She's like,
Can I
got
have
him.
water, please?
if
Well, She's like, got him.
I don't know, I think it was a pretty good bet and a very
like,
tough
you're
spot
like,
to make
oh,
the call.
Oh, yeah.
I probably would have
Say, like,
folded
the
across the
water
felt
counts.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not drinking alone.
But
It's way too early for me. Like if I start drinking now, I'll be
Oh, I'm gonna
Looks
be
like
a
the
mess, but you guys will have
Roll of pocket pairs continues for Sam. I think that's 3 in a row.
You could get wine.
She's had jacks, 8s, and
Yeah,
5s.
we have a bottle of white wine.
Boom, boom, boom.
I think he's ordering it instead. We have one right here. Oh, you know. Okay.
Kelly 3 bets, it looks like.
No,
4 1/4.
everybody's file.
wonder if they're going to share their wine with us, Frank. What do you think?
I hope so. That's what you and I need right now is a little bit of alcohol. We need to liven this place up.
I have a soft spot for good wine.
Yeah. I have a really good wine collection that I started buying about 20 years ago, and then I slowed down on my drinking, and so now the collection's really good. So you need to swing by next time you're in the area. We'll open a couple good bottles.
Definitely.
So Kelly hits her king on the flop. 3 hearts on board. I would imagine Sam's folding here. Maybe not. She does have a heart.
It's getting 3 to 1. Flush draw, 5 draw.
This would be an impressive value bet.
You win.
okay. I'll take it. I'm like, can I get Sam to fold here?
You got it.
The Hammer Time thinks you're Dennis Miller.
They do? That's good.
Did we decide?
I think he's talking about you.
We got it.
Yes, I am Dennis Miller, by the way.
You can play even better.
Better looking and make more money.
But you didn't get to do Monday Night Football.
Swagger U24 thinks that she should have made a steal attempt there.
I really do.
I don't know, I guess, once you call on the turn there, might not be a bad idea to try to steal it, but never know. It's always easy after the fact.
I mean,
It's much easier to commentate when you see the whole cards.
Yes. In some ways, it makes it trickier to think about what you actually would have done with that hand in that situation, though.
She's
Yeah.
in there.
and she's
So Natasha raises. Cate re-raises and takes it down.
yours is like 3K.
Oh, really?
I'll catch up though.
Wait a second.
Oh, really?
Getting personal.
I don't think Kate's done a lot, so that 3-bet indicated like she probably had something really solid. So Natasha said no thanks with the king 10 offsuit.
Not the insults. It's been like 20 minutes.
I know.
I think it's time for a straddle. They need to get the 25, 50, 100 going.
I love colorful. Sick limp. Sick.
Do you have diamonds?
Not yet. Working on it though. Yes.
Heck.
So we have ace-5 against 8-3 suited. 8-3 suited.
Yeah.
It's always a good blackjack hand.
That is nice.
Oh, you can limp along in the small blind with a lot of
I
hands.
folded
And
the Doyle.
unless you have a particularly aggressive player in the big blind, get to see the flop for pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You're the worst. I'm
Look at
at
all
least.
these, like,
If there is any fault to our color commentating or play analysis, I would say it's because you and I are primarily stud players.
Dead man thing.
I know that.
I know we've played a couple thousand hours of 7-card stud against each other,
I have played a lot of stud in my day.
Yep.
Or something? Yeah.
but makes for very poor TV. A lot of fun to play, but makes for poor television.
A movie?
Stud is an interesting game.
Real life.
We just made a 7-card stud course for my website. We'll have that up in a couple weeks. That'll be fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get those plugs in. I like that.
That error,
Don't
right?
do it, Sam.
I definitely hope she doesn't. Oh,
It's not me, it's the cards.
So,
Sam has definitely been the most active today.
Yep.
And from what I knew about the players coming in, it does not surprise me.
Yeah.
I would play if I could.
Kelly's been the second most
Hard
active,
days.
but I
actually thought about
can't go
three
with the 10-2 even
Did you just
against
win like one
Sam.
money deposit?
You know, Kelly was she came like the top 30 in the main event a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, she was the last woman
I
standing,
think
right?
mine is a bunny
Yeah, I
deposit.
think so. Pretty
Year
strong.
before last? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy or
that's
something right now.
it's an impossible thing to imagine nowadays with fields of over 8,000 people and I don't know. What's your deepest finish in the main?
Safe to say there will
12.
always be another bunny.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Most likely.
I did it.
The year I won Player of the Year, I cashed. That's the deepest that I've gone. Only even, I believe, one cash in the main event.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's
Reproducing like wow. So
it's one of my favorite poker tournaments.
Oh,
if you
God.
get past day one, it gets
course.
to be
There.
very, very fun.
There we go. Matching hands here. Ace 9 of spades versus Ace 9 of hearts. Jessica's going to call on the button with Jack Queen offsuit. Natasha
So-
folds. We're off to a flop.
Gaucho asked what my new website is, and it's thepokeracademy.com.
She has to look first.
You can check it out. Send emails on there. I can answer more questions from those emails. Don't want to take up all the time on the stream with that, though.
This is an interesting flop since the open-ended straight draw doesn't realize that 4 of her outs are in their hands.
Right.
You don't see that very often, but she wins it.
Yeah, does that mean
Power of aggression in poker.
Yep.
If I
had the sickest hand. I had Queen Jack. I was so excited. Okay, who put this partial chip?
So
in
what
mine?
is the
That's $24.
I was hungry.
This is the worst.
what's the debate on whether or not they play this game with an ante?
Wow, I've never seen one like this. Actually,
For-
What's the debate?
Yeah, I mean, like it seems like it would make for a lot more action, right?
Well, I mean, I think
25-50 with the button having to put up a dead 100 or something like that.
you could do a lot of different things if you're trying to create more action. You know, but if you're trying to make a game that is similar to what you're likely to play at home, this is the kind of normal structure people will play.
Yeah.
So, you know, they will get to see
it's a 3-bet?
what that kind of poker looks like when played by certain different groups. Ah, the wine has arrived, Frank.
There we go. And here's our wine. They just brought it in here. This is nice. Here, let's taste it. I just love the way that the ante levels change the game when you're playing it, in tournament structure.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, tournaments have that specific goal of busting everybody in a very limited window, right?
That is true.
I mean, you got to crown a champion. When you go play for the weekend to have fun with your friends, you
You don't want to bust your friends up?
Well,
Exactly. All of your friends listening are thinking, now, wait a minute. I want my money back.
yeah. Riz says, Rep, it's been a minute since seen you on the show. What have you been up to? I have been on the West Coast a lot. I play a lot of poker on the West Coast. I live in Seattle, and a lot of the poker night shows are on the East Coast. So I guess the last one I played on was in San Francisco. I'll be at the San Francisco one again in January. It's just, 8 weeks away or so, 6 weeks maybe.
And where do y'all play that one?
But if it works out, I try to play when I'm around.
It's not that I thought I was good. Didn't think
Nothing exciting happened on that hand. Looks like it checked all the way down. Sam takes down another pot.
What's the next tournament you're going to? Cherokee next weekend?
No, I sit at home. I have crouton at home now. I don't leave.
I don't do that.
So I have a puppy. Why would I ever?
Don't
go
look
to
like
the
Where the Indian drinks and
there's been a lot of
Chainsaw
movement
Poker,
on
do
the-
you think that's your buddy
Dude.
Alan?
It
first
is
one is
my
off the
buddy
iPad.
Alan,
And
yes.
one of them will be named, like,
I
pizza
did beat
and-
him heads up for my first World Series bracelet, and he will
My dog's name is Patrol.
not forget that I don't think, anytime soon. At least until he wins his first one. So Sam opens again, King Jack of Hearts.
Except when he like runs
We
away.
have a fold.
Screaming. Actually, I'm in front of all of them.
Kelly's got pocket eights.
Yeah, but they don't stay a little.
They don't. I know people think that they do, but they
And
don't.
the lawyer looks down at Queen Ten of Clubs. Well, one of three lawyers.
Next thing you know, I
Nice
got
little three-way pot.
Yep.
paid.
JPG asked if I won the Poker Night in America event last year in Sacktown, and the answer to the question is yes.
Yeah, way to go.
It's true.
I'm sleeping in bed with an 80-pound
All right, so Sam's got 2 over, so
Chainsaw says you have a nice house.
I do. Yes. My house is famous for the 4th of July party that
What a way to go.
about 50% of the poker world seems to be at most years.
Ah, so you throw a very nice party. Definitely worth going to.
Yep.
Who wants wine? I don't want this glass that was next to me.
There's plenty of.
The action is that? What is that?
I'm saying there's other glasses. Or yeah, that people. Sam definitely wants one. Sam needs one for sure. Here you go.
Sam, check. Kelly bets.
No, she
Why
doesn't.
were you insisting on this?
Oh, I wasn't. No, they just brought it and they put a glass on it.
$1,200 decision over to
I'm
Sam.
trying to get you.
More people.
I was like, oh, wait a second.
I just want you guys to do whatever
Jamie's
you
Queen
want.
10 of clubs seems to have disappeared off of our graphic, but I'm pretty sure she still has it. she's got cards in front of her and she called 1,200.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Raise.
White wine.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at how much is that.
And she, oh, that's right. She had Queen 10, right?
Yeah, Queen 10
Yeah,
of
she
clubs.
flopped top pair.
Yep, yep.
So now Kelly turns an open-ended straight draw.
River. That was the river card.
Oh,
7.
river?
7 came on the end.
What has happened to our graphic here?
I'm sure it'll come back very shortly. Just a
I'll
little
settle down.
behind.
I'm just going to drink my wine for a little bit.
I'm like, oh, look at the hair down. Now it's like, I'm going to.
Supreme Terrific wants to come to your party.
Yeah? Well, maybe they will get invited next year. I don't know. I think,
Kelly makes a very aggressive bet here at the spot. Tough spot for
yeah.
Jamie.
I think she's going to call. It's a big bet, but
I'm blocking like the only bluff I beat. Should I call?
I don't even know what that means.
that's what we call a tell in Tunica. There we go. Good call.
Thanks. I got less than that, I think.
So it'd be good for us to get an update on the chip stacks to people. Let them know how everybody's doing.
If the run good patch fell off first, that would be an omen, I'd be like.
While you're tanking your patch
Yeah.
falls off.
And I'm like, oh, my run good fell
I think
off.
Jamie's up about 4,000 now.
Okay.
And I think Kelly's down about 4,000 now. Maybe 5,000. Actually, Kelly won a bunch of chips from Sam earlier, so maybe not.
Yeah. So that ended up being an all-in call for Jamie.
Are we straddling?
I'm just going through. So
Do you guys want to do a round?
Yeah, they're on.
Just gonna get that
I don't
one.
want to do it like all the time just because it makes effective stats.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
We'll
it looks
just do a
like
round, it's fine. I don't think I just lost that.
buttons over on Cate.
Okay.
Jessica will open the action this hand.
Thanks. You set it up perfectly.
Kelly folds. Jamie's got king deuce of spades.
Plays well on TV.
Folds. Natasha opens the action with a cutoff raise, jack 9.
I get to defend. It's so gross.
Folds around, and we're off. Are there bad beat jackpots in the game?
I think if you take a bad beat, someone might buy you a drink. Does that count?
I Right? I feel like it starts out like that. I actually am. You're
It
kidding.
looks good though.
But like,
There we go. I think we have our first straddle.
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
That is a straddle out there in front of Kelly.
That's why I went
Kelly did not like that call on the last hand.
Someone, I don't know, one of y'all told me, like, they're like, I'm too nervous, I can't eat. I'm like, I'm going to the buffet. I'll see y'all there. I'm gonna be a little bit late. They're like, sweet.
Yeah.
I love this backpack. This is the coolest thing they got.
So we got this little pot. Lexy raised the button with the ace-3 off. Kelly defended her straddle with the 10-9.
The sneaky call with the inside straight draw.
2 overs in the gutter.
There's one of the overs.
Sometimes you just bink it.
Always a good feeling. Check behind. That will end the action on that hand. Kelly takes down a pot.
Gets a few dollars back from that last little hand.
I'm seriously just so fixated on what baller ass call that was.
Really?
Here we have some chip counts up here.
Thanks.
Pretty sure Kate bought in
So
for
that was the I give up
15,000.
huge
Jamie
chips
bought
the
in
pot.
for
Yeah.
10. Lexy bought in for 10. Natasha bought in for 10. Kelly, I think, bought in for 10. Does that add up right? I think that's just one
Oh,
of
I'm
those
quitting
wrong.
after this hand.
Remember that one time I said, I'm gonna pick up my husband from work?
Jamie bought in 5,000. So she is winning all
I
of them.
actually
Yeah.
did that one time. I was playing like 5 times the stakes I should have been playing.
That's good.
I
And they're
doubled
set
up,
for a
and I
lot
sat
of
for
a lot
like
of
an hour,
action,
and I
right?
texted my boyfriend,
Like
"Can
6,
you
7
please get
hours
me
to
for
play
dinner?"
at least.
And he
So.
shows up, he's like, "Oh, we gotta go to dinner." I'm like,
Slowly grinding it up in a cash game. That's all you want to do.
So awesome.
anyone with a brain knew what was going on. That I was like shaking.
Winchester 185 says, blinds, is this a cash game? And yes, this is a cash game, but at the same time, stack sizes have to be measured in something, and blinds is a very effective tool to transition between limits.
No, where's
Yeah,
like, Kelly's got
over the
that
last
money, so
5 years, it's definitely gotten to be the lingo for discussing stack sizes.
Well, that makes sense because it's transferable across limits. You know,
Oh,
if
yeah.
If you say the big blind was on 100 and I had X amount of dollars, then if you want to compare that to the game you usually play in, you have to do math.
But 10 years ago, if you asked somebody that question, they almost literally wouldn't even know what you're talking about.
Yes.
It's just funny to think about. You looked up at the clock, and all it would have would be average stack size. And
Do you think any of these ladies were playing poker 10 years ago,
I,
Craig?
maybe not. Maybe not. But you never
Just
know.
a question. It's weird how you quickly become the old guard in poker.
I know, right?
I try super hard to like.
When I first started playing regularly in Tunica, I was always the youngest person at the table, and I was 32 years old.
Oh yeah, I would also like everyone to play 7
Yeah.
years for lots of money.
I was the youngest player forever. No more.
No.
Now I rarely play with people who are older than me.
All right, we're going to get to see Lexy play. She opens with queens.
Now we had a straddle this hand, too.
Oh, that's good. So open to 3. Sam quickly calls with ace-queen in position. Looks like the blinds are going to fold.
Kate gives up her straddle.
Lexy bets out. Jack high flop.
You're like
Sam calls with the 2 overs.
that I should have like to be still doing law, but like do this pretty well. Yeah. You get to like I don't know. That I just quit. I hated my job so much. I quit. But I'm like I could have just gone to a different firm. And done both.
That turn gives Sam 4 more outs with the 4s. Gives her those wheel draws.
I took a trust in the grades class and I wanted to shoot
For those of you who are watching the graphics at home and it only shows 3 fours, it's because one of them got folded pre-flop. Sam doesn't know that though. She thinks she got 4 more outs.
30 years of your life.
I Eat Lego asks if this is in Miami. Yes, we are at the Seminole Hard Rock.
Yep, in Hollywood, Florida. Bink.
You do litigation? Or
Yeah. I do medical malpractice. I mean, we haven't. Like, it hasn't gone to trial yet because most of our cases settle. So, you know how that goes. Eventually, hopefully.
Tough spot here for Lexy. It's always a frustrating river card to see when you've got the queens or kings in that spot.
Yeah, I feel like she's about to be 1200 poor. Sam bluffed her with those 8s earlier. Lexy remembers that.
She did make that big call earlier, though, right, with the pocket deuces.
Yeah, and she won.
Yeah,
She got to see Sam bluffing her,
Yeah.
which I think
Yeah, so
does not make this fold any easier.
no, that's the thing.
Because hands like 8s and 7s are perfectly reasonable for Sam to have here.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like she might fold here. It's just my psychic read. It's good to be psychic. Yeah, Matt's wasps. So gross when people float with ace high and hit the ace. That is so true. You got it. Yeah, Lexi's got a good feel for where she's at. That's
Yeah.
2 good decisions she's made on big hands. That's good. Good job.
Show it off. Massive bluff.
Show it. No bluff. No bluff. I guess in 30 minutes.
No bluff. Oh, that one hurt. Nice hand.
for a girl.
Alan thinks Sam earned that call. And John
yeah.
Paul the Great thinks you're a prophet.
That's good. Jean Paul the Great. I like that. That's a good handle. Very good fold.
And we get brand new cards with a new dealer. Oh,
New
no,
card?
Same red cards. Maybe
Yep.
they're not new.
Oh, I don't know.
New
I
dealer,
just
though.
assumed the new dealer brought in a deck with them, but I wasn't paying that much attention.
Late red.
The table was really good too. So.
I didn't know if you would leave this one late red for
We can do that.
I don't know if you could.
I didn't even think of that.
All
Red
right, so it
three,
looks
one
like
eight.
they're still straddling. Have they made that a standard now?
Well, it's at the end of the night last night.
25, 50, 100.
I don't know if it's ever it's like the official standard,
No,
but
this is the whole night.
Yeah, when the table agrees, you know, one of those kind of
Exactly.
officials. Folds around there.
Is that what you talk about?
Get them some more wine, and maybe we'll have a double straddle. 25, 50, 100, 200. I've played that game at Aria a few times where we started with something innocent, like a 100, 200 blind, and then it would get to 200, 400, and then Blitz would show up, and it'd be 400, 800, 1600, and it'd get pretty terrifying pretty quick.
yeah, they never invite me to play in that game. I'm not sure if I would if they invited me. I'm sure there'd be a lot of people who would think it'd be a good idea, but
It is a nosebleed game, that is for sure.
yeah.
All right, so Kelly's got the Jack Queen of clubs. Did she call or raise there?
She called. Jessica opened with the Queen 10 off.
Queen
so
10.
She's going to find herself a little dominated.
There we go.
Sam's coming in with the biggest clubs.
Yep.
Easy.
Nice for me.
Top pair, Jessica flops.
Expect Kelly to call here.
Yeah, 2 overs in the straight draw. Almost has to, really.
And position.
Sam's gonna fold.
Backdoor diamonds.
Sick. Surprised you folded. Oh man, we're gonna get there. That's awesome.
Sam feels like she folded the winner now with ace deuce in the mug.
850.
Oh, I have till Jess bets there. Jess bets there. I think Sam's like, maybe I don't have it.
What are you doing over there?
Oh,
True, but who do you think I am?
No, I was hoping like 7 minutes raise.
I was hoping that too.
What'd you look down at?
I don't remember.
Get a read.
I'm trying. I don't know what you're thinking.
Is this that speech play that everyone talks about?
Yeah.
I learned it from this guy named something. I can't remember his name.
This guy named something.
it's always good to hear them try to get a read out of each other chatting.
I genuinely think that women are better at
Everything? Speech play?
everything. Agreed. At like
Proving
not
back
having
about what you're gonna
big
say.
differences between their behavior when they're value betting.
Oh, we're just doing one. We're just doing one over. I mean, I don't mind. I'll keep going, but
Perhaps because we learned how to fake
Urban-
smile really
Yeah.
well early on.
we're manipulating.
But like the way that Kelly acted in that hand, if a dude acted like that, I would have folded. You know.
She did. And I am a dude.
So you said you would have called too?
I am a dude.
Like, I don't know.
You got
Straddle
something
over? After I no one
It
was
started with. It started.
Oh yeah.
with stuff. I liked it. I know, me too. Maybe once an hour we'll do one. Every half hour.
Well, yeah, once a half hour. Yeah, once a.
Once every day. Okay. Well, Jess, you'll.
A little pot here between the blinds.
Pressure. I like it. Keeps me in check.
Oh, and Lexy flops the nut flush draw.
So far off. I am. It's really annoying actually.
Short and
Looking
pot.
around,
Yep.
there aren't any.
Sam
here.
doesn't connect at all on that
People are
flop,
like,
so
"Don't drink, you're playing really big."
Meanwhile, it's like,
No, they're-
take a shot.
everyone's
folds
wrong.
those.
We should drink because we were playing big.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It sounded like they've agreed on another lap
I
of
had Baileys and coffee.
straddles.
I did
I think they said they were going to do it once an hour.
one for Natasha.
Oh,
already
okay.
open
How many?
for us.
Was it your first hand? Or pot?
Yeah.
Was it really? Oh, sorry. It's funny. Oh, it's funny. I was gonna tipper anyway for it. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, someone let me know.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. Save this speech.
Listen, this responsibility thing is really difficult.
So, yep, the straddle is off. It's back to 25-50 action.
I'm sure Cate has 2 aces as she walked away from her cards there in the empty chair.
Oh, we don't even get to see him.
Yeah, but it's always aces.
It is, it's true. Lexy has ace-5 of diamonds and makes it 150 to go. Standard raise on the button.
I wish I had unlimited chicken.
Ooh, Jess.
I would like to see every
I would
turn,
love.
every
I would like to have unlimited chips as well.
Olahado says he really likes the commentary and compliments.
That's good. We like to hear that.
Yes, yes. Hope I said his name right.
Could we
A
just
lot of
see it?
vowels.
Look at this, a 2-pair flop
2 pair against a gut shot.
against a gutter ball.
Cate would make this hand
King
interesting.
of diamonds standard on the turn. That's almost as much action.
Okay. Who's like, sure.
Boy, nothing feels like the nuts more than 2-pair and a nut flush draw. Yum, yum.
Because we all like lose touch with how much money actually is worth.
Yeah.
Like my friend asked how much red zone is per month, and I was like, I don't know, like 5, and he goes,
Tell you the truth.
500. That seems
Have
worth
the
it.
ace.
I'm like $5.
Oh, Jeff. Why you gotta go there?
So it was 500 for that channel. He's like, that seems worth it. I'm like, okay, you pay me, I'll pay the bill.
I mean, listen, I'm betting when I think is the best hand. That's all I can bet.
That's all I can. That's all I'm at liberty to
So you don't have the nuts.
So Jessica's bet out here when she hits the queen. And then Lexy has, you know, she's in that spot where she wants to figure out how to get as much money into the pot at this point. She's just going to smooth
Maybe in
call.
reverse psychology.
Psychology.
I was like, you're too nice for that.
Kate, is that a word?
So
I just defer to Kate.
Has to feel good about that river.
Do you like that? I
Is
use
that
that one a
what
lot.
she said?
I use it all the time.
So funny.
It works.
Jessica checks.
I thought it did.
Anything is a word if you both know what it means.
I'm assuming she's not going to call anything here. She has to know that hand is no good, and it's not.
Yeah, that's an interesting spot, you know, where Lexy has the 2-pair and the diamond draw behind and doesn't feel threatened by much. Maybe a gut shot's going to make her not like her hand as much, or the queen pairs or the 10 pairs. And
Right.
she's hoping that Jessica will fire again on the end, and that's the best way to get value for that hand.
Right.
But the downside is, you know, if Jessica has a hand just like she did, a pair and a gut shot, often the player who let out will just get the free gut shot, check, and fold the river.
Yeah.
And it's a tough little spot in poker where you have to decide based on your opponent whether you want to make that pot, charge them now for the draw, possibly winning the draw there with the pot there with no more money going in. A lot of times no more money goes in later anyway. So
Yeah.
What?
Hot in here.
Serious?
Or
I'm freezing.
Yeah, it's the little things like that that
it was the one.
just make poker, especially cash game poker, the best game in the world to play. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Complexities and the decisions and the emotions, and even in a case like this, a little bit of wine and some table chatter, it's just, I don't know.
yeah, lots of fun things to think about when
Yeah.
you're playing.
Just fun. So looks like we got an update here on the chip counts. Looks like their stack sizes are ranging from 6,500 up to about 15,000.
Smart. They just said he looks so That's what I meant to say.
25, $50 blind action. Cate opens $150 with pocket fours.
A little smaller than the 300 she made it last hand.
Exactly. Boom. Pocket kings are always nice to see when you're facing a raise. Looks like we have a 3-bet, right? 450. Kelly thought about getting frisky, it looks like. And Cate will end up calling here, I'm assuming, and try to spike a set.
Going on.
The old traditional spiking of a set.
Yes, they call it set mining these days.
Set mining, I like that. Oh, that's a hand that's almost as good as hitting a set. It'll just get you in a lot more trouble. But she's clearly not going to go anywhere on that flop. Is that a bet just under half the pot?
Oh, well.
There was 975 out there.
Yep.
Just over half. I haven't heard of a lot of things before Cali Icon. They keep me in the dark.
We're going to have
A little check raise.
a decent sized pot brewing here.
Mhm. Yum, yum. Lexy's made good decisions up to this point, so it's interesting right now to wonder where she's putting Cate on this hand.
These are two pretty good sized stacks, you know,
Yeah.
even after a bet and a raise pre-flop and a bet and a raise on the flop, they still have, you know, a little
Yeah.
over 2 times the pot in the effective stack.
Yeah. And there wasn't, you know, the easy, you know, flush draw check raise kind of thing. So you're thinking, does my opponent have 7-8 suited? Did they hit a set on the flop? Were they set mining against me? That's what you've always got to worry about here.
Or did they flat with 2 jacks and just want to
Mm-hmm.
try to see where I'm at?
So we have a $2,300 bet from Cate. Lexy's got, looks like about 8,000, a little over 8,000 in her stack right now. So, I would imagine We think she's going to raise here.
It'd be perfectly reasonable to raise, and if you raise, going all in seems like the right amount.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Given.
thinking. Almost an autopilot move here.
Yeah, about 5,800 behind, and there's once you put 2,300 more, and there's going to be 8,200 in the middle. So
Yeah.
you know, it's about 2/3 to 3/4 of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
A reasonable all-in sizing.
So this is one of those spots where you wonder, is she showboating or is she really thinking?
It appears she was thinking because she just called.
Yeah.
Are you playing it? You playing it?
And that's the bad thing about calling right there.
You can go with me to get the bunny.
Don't know whether or not Cate would have necessarily... Man, Cate would have had to fold to an all-in bet. So now...
Can't get the bunny together.
Now Lexy set herself up for a big loss. That's a tough spot.
The thing about it would be... We got too excited. That bunny better be fluffy.
Yeah, Raven Darkheart says, I like flatting.
Flatting can be good sometimes, but it can also sometimes hurt.
It's like a cab to Petco.
So-
Pet bunnies and dogs and shit. Because I was so.
Not only does she genuinely get beat, but she's also facing the 3 spades themselves. So it's like, oh my goodness, I just opened the door for everything to hit on the river.
Yeah, but you can't be too worried about the running flush. You know, the first check raise came right in the flop. If there's a running flush here, it's entirely incidental. It'd have to be something like the 5-4 spades that happen to get lucky. But
Yeah. Well, you know what you're
Those- a lot of
thinking, just
those-
emotionally what you think sometimes when you feel like you made a bad move.
Start volunteering at Humane Society, the one that we got Cate on it, because like I owe them $1 million. I love him, but Chris is like, you can't bring anything home. It's impossible.
Oh yeah. I would bring
You put
everything.
a dog
She's
down
been
and
stone cold correct twice before on big hands. Let's see what she does here.
There's no way I could do it. Even though I
Next time you come over, there's gonna be
yeah,
more.
those were a little bit
if I were-
smaller
if I
than
did
this
it.
one.
Yeah.
Calling 800 into $800 pot, calling 1,200, or folding for 1,200 into
Pop was allergic. Like,
3,000.
Yep. $18,900. That's a big pot. Sometimes in the world of poker, we lose touch with, you know, the value of money when you think about the fact that they're playing with real live cash here, and it's $18,900 pot, and she's got $6,000 almost in front of her.
Yeah.
Could be her rent money. You just never know.
Hopefully people aren't gambling with their rent money. Poker's supposed to be entertainment. Your entertainment dollars are supposed to come after you pay rent, after you buy food.
I remember when the World Poker Tour first got to be
there's no humidity or anything.
really popular, running into a gentleman at the Mirage one year at the WPT event that told me he had got a second mortgage on his house to go hit the WPT circuit. You know, one of those home equity lines of credit that led up into the housing bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying the WPT is responsible for the housing bubble, Frank?
Why not? I just thought it was, I don't know, kind of, didn't even know what to say to the poor guy. I didn't see him around much, you know, about a year after that. So I'm assuming he either hit something really big I didn't notice or it didn't work out.
Oh, I thought he was like staying with you.
Speaking
So-
of WPT, Mike Sexton, longtime poker advocate, just took down
He
WPT
did.
Montreal.
Congratulations, Mike. We know you're listening.
Bailey's is in the card.
And it is always nice to see a genuine gentleman and ambassador of the game do well.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm not better than you.
So Lexy knows she's going to fold here, but she is not wanting to. Right?
That's true. DB 1122. What world do you guys live in that you don't think people gamble with case money?
I'm not the one that said that. You're the one that said that. So, Rad Poker asked if that was the grinder. I'm assuming they're talking about Michael Mizrachi. No, that was somebody older than me, Rad. I'm 48 now, and he was probably older than me today even, and that was about 10 years ago. So he's probably about 70 now. I really don't know his name, but it is not a made-up story. He actually told me in detail about getting a home equity line of credit out to go play the World Poker Tour. So I don't know. It's a sad story when you hear somebody say something like that. But
Well, you know, I mean, when they lose in that spot, it's a sad story. But I know people who, in that same era when the stock market was going straight up, took money out at 2, 3, 4%, some really good interest rates, and just especially if they had their house paid off and were able to invest it and earn significantly more than that.
True, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
sometimes just having your money tied up isn't the best thing to do. Some investments are better than others too.
Has anybody called the clock at this point, or what's going on?
This is all your fault.
I haven't really been paying
Anyway,
attention.
I guess I'm the one that threw that fray.
Yeah, so really.
Oh,
Please bleep that out.
Lexy has decided to cuss. They won't let us
I got you
cuss.
another
Have all day.
Apparently, they have a different disclaimer they have to sign.
Oh my god, Cate. Guess I should have bet less. Ooh, you are so trying to get me to call. I don't know.
Speechless.
Alright, I'm actually
I think that comment that Cate just made might get a call.
gonna make a huge choice.
No? Maybe not.
Good
Show the
fold.
bluff.
Good fold. She's made all the right calls in big spots. So,
Well, the thing about the 2 is a lot of the hands you had beat got there.
She had
Yep.
kings, maybe with king of spades. I mean, I know you didn't have a 4.
What's your boyfriend doing?
she didn't have a 4, she had 2 4s.
Put him on the clock.
You'd be like, she had a cue and
Mine is watching
yeah,
football.
that's so cute. That's awesome.
So we're gonna have another hand. It looks like.
Wanting to play, and he
That's
played
good.
Like 2-4 limit when I went to play, and all the people at the table would make fun of him. They was like, "Oh, is your girlfriend putting you in the 2-4 game?"
No, it's just like showing like
DV1122 says the stream was going to catch up before she decides.
Uh-oh.
That'd be a good
bad.
strategy. I'm going to stall for 31 minutes so my friend can text me and tell me what they have.
That's funny.
I think the important thing would be to take like 5 minutes on the turn so that it doesn't look like
Yeah.
you waited a whole half hour
You have
on
to
the
set
river.
that up better, right?
Yeah.
We'll never have like a small blind.
All right, so Kelly. Let's see. Kelly's got 9, 10 of clubs, queen 6 of clubs. Blind folds.
I'm in the middle of texting.
Queen 6 gives up to the 3-bet.
no, I know it.
Using position there, 3-betting.
Yep.
I really had it.
Button moves over to Jamie.
It means 2 parts.
Natasha's in the small blind. Cate's in the big blind.
They gave you 3 cards, you're still losing.
I don't know. I picked the best 2, and then this one
Lexy looks down at pocket jacks.
Makes sense.
works out usually.
Waiting for you to 3-bet.
She's gotten a few good hands recently.
Folds to Kelly with king jack offsuit. Looks like she's going to smooth call.
They're not shit. Yeah, you got them done.
Yeah. The girl that does all that stuff, she's the one that does ours, yeah.
My mouth stinks wants to know, Frank, if you have any opinions on the Poker News article calling poker pros lazy, not wanting to look for a real job.
He is the cutest.
Do I have any opinion on that?
I don't think he was talking to me. He knows I'm lazy.
I was like, Teddy.
Well, I have many jobs. You know, I started my first business in 1993, and I have employees in Nevada, Tennessee, and Texas. So I work most of the time. I mean, real work, I mean.
I understand. I think there's a significant amount of poker players who are always doing something on the side, working hard. And, just getting good at poker is a lot of work.
Yeah,
Lots of work.
that is a lot of work.
All right, thanks.
But my only opinion is someone who makes a living commentating or writing about poker probably shouldn't try to piss off the masses all at once.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you better be careful.
I'm definitely a B. I feel like you name your pet like a name that you would like.
I love
for yourself.
marshmallows.
Yeah.
You know why I named
I'm
my
sure she
cat
loves
Rocky?
pizzas.
Because it was really still when I was trying to think of a name.
Wait.
Like a rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very creative, right? I think I was like
But doesn't
5.
like Rocky is like a good pet name?
Yeah,
too?
the cultural significance of it was lost to me as a 6-year-old. It was just, hey, that cat looks like a rock.
So, looks like pocket jacks will hang on and win that one.
Jay Cutler points out that Lexy Gavin went to Coastal Carolina. They put up some pretty good basketball results from time to time.
I follow that exactly as much as I do college football.
I know far too much about
Do you?
Like from Lamb
Yeah, I know a lot of my friends
That
that
movie's awesome.
love
So
sports,
sad.
love sports gambling. It's a big thing out in
He has one
Vegas.
little
make
Big
fun
thing
of it.
around the world.
All kid movies are kind of sad. There's always really
Remember
sad
All Dogs Go to
ones.
Heaven?
I think people enjoy competing.
Saddest movie ever.
Poker players enjoy competing, and then they
Still upset about
enjoy watching other
Still,
people
like, will
compete
cry
as a result of that.
Yeah.
Air Bud.
They appreciate the competition part of the games.
And a lot of people came out of the the online poker world into the daily fantasy sport world also. That kind of, in a lot of ways that's the same crowd. Looks like we're going to have a hand here. We have Ace Queen against King Jack.
Yes, Cate picked up a few extra chips, and she said, "Well, if I'd had the 5-4 the other hand, I would have won it." So
I'm gonna fire
fours are
away.
lucky.
Exactly. So she 3-bets to 550, which personally I like the play. It's just looking like it might not work out for her here. That is strong.
Kelly's a very capable poker
Yeah,
player.
so that is a very creative play right there.
So sad. I do not believe you, but I am powerless to do anything
Did
about it.
exactly what she wanted. That was good. Look at that.
I do not believe you, but you're not deep enough for me to try to bluff up the hand in case you don't have it.
I think they both thought Jamie was weak when she flattered it. Cate looks at it like I can squeeze here,
It's like
put
when you know someone's bluffing,
Kelly in
you
a
wanna-
tough
you wanna
spot,
call.
and Jamie just
But
flattered it, so she probably
They
doesn't
have
have
nothing
it.
behind you, you can't
Yep.
make them up.
The reality
So they
was
call,
Jamie
like,
had it,
I have a
and
deuce, and you're like,
Kelly was a little more aggressive
Mhm.
than
She has to post a small.
Cate gave her credit for.
Everybody always hates getting involved in big. Well, most people hate getting involved in really big pots with Ace Queen. I mean,
Jess, you're not big blind.
how many stories about some of the biggest hands in poker people play start with, I had Ace Queen.
Yes.
And then it went to shit. Whoop.
Such a bad word, Frank.
Yeah, sure.
Natasha's
You want it
going to
for me?
raise with
Give me 5 if you want.
Jack 8 suited to 150. And
not
Cate
back to you, Jess?
looks like she is
Raise 475.
making it 475. I don't know. Did we see her? King 9 offsuit. They're definitely getting out of their box a little bit, it looks like.
That tends to happen with poker games.
Yeah, it does. They're getting a little bit friskier. They're bringing out a little bit more wine.
thanks, Francis.
I think we have a similar philosophy to being good at, which is
You brown bottle in it.
Yeah.
So back to the daily fantasy sports. I mean, we have a question here. What is this?
Reckoning is asking us a question.
When did Mercier get married? I believe it was 3 days ago, right?
I thought it was last weekend, so today is
Was it really that long ago
Saturday.
already?
I think like a whole week ago.
And today is Saturday. So yeah, that is yeah. the
You
other-
old unemployed guys lose track of time, huh, Frank?
Well, I do have a hard time keeping up with what day of the week it is, and that's not really as much poker as it is working 7 days a week. I just generally work every day. So
That was a good recovery. I'll give you credit there.
Oh, those are interesting hands. Ace Jack offsuit against the matching Ace Jack offsuit and pocket nines. Looks like somebody is making the claim they got married Sunday, so congratulations again. And I believe the Shih Tzu was the best man.
Marshmallow?
If you trust me, I can do yours.
Marshmallow's great.
I'll show you the pictures of when I did mine.
Well, this one, he doesn't, like, to do this, like, it's relatively inexpensive. Maybe than here now. And he, like, just charges
So we
like,
have a full house
and add on
against
top of it,
Ace High.
right? So, but yeah, thanks. Also, have my sister touch him up. Touch the roof up, whatever.
Assuming
Interesting.
she'll call here unless she thinks the 10 beater, I would think, right? I wouldn't.
Well,
I
in a
didn't
three-way
catch the
pot, it's
action.
perfectly reasonable for someone to have a 10 in this spot.
Yeah. here's an interesting online question from T-Dub. When someone plays with high variance, what does that mean? We were playing in a no-limit tournament, and some guy said he plays with high variance. Well,
So before we answer that question,
go ahead.
Kelly folded there. Sam won that pot.
I know.
Yeah. It's good for Sam.
That
Nice,
was,
nice
yeah.
bet.
That was a good bet.
So, high variance. Like when people say they play with high variance, I don't
Yeah, I
think
think
it
that's
means
awesome.
much.
I've only done
But
two.
a higher variance style would be more aggressive, playing more hands, 3-betting more often.
I
Getting
think my
yourself in-
play basically defines high variance, and then it's just degrees down from there.
You have like 2 minutes where it fades out to the color, like, and it
That's
still
how
looks good
mine
the whole
was too.
time.
Like, I sent Sam the picture the day I did it, and it was like,
But some people who play high
and it
variance,
was like very dark. And
Lost in
then-
Poker's
yeah, it
using
was, like, 3 weeks, but it was,
fancy
like, I liked it for
French
the
words
range,
like
and then
knee.
knee.
Knee barbour.
Because mine's darker.
What's that
so
mean?
You would have to do
Born.
Like the joint in the middle of your leg?
No, it means like you were born with this last name.
the little like beads.
Mhm.
Then those last like they don't fade.
Mhm.
And just get them tightened like that.
So, what do we have here? Blind versus blind, is that what's happened? Jessica has raced with the 10-jack.
I think it was a 7.
Kelly folds the 3 high, and we're off to another hand.
Promise.
But the Haps points out that Tom Dwan plays with high variance.
Yeah, I've played with Tom on a number of occasions.
Every new dealer.
The Reckoning says he thinks all these women are scared of Sam's image because she hangs with all the ballers. But I don't think that, I mean, Sam does hang around with a lot of the people who play high stakes, but I don't know that that makes any of these other girls scared. I think they all have lots of self-confidence and are quite competent poker players.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're, you know, clearly all solid players, and we've seen some really good decision making and really creative play. So I don't think any of the players at the table are afraid of anyone else.
Natasha hasn't said anything hardly.
Who is Tom Dwan? Is that what someone's asking?
Talking. Natasha
I'm
usually
talking a billion times more than
Do they really change the dealer that often normally? They change dealers every 30 minutes, standard poker games. Except on the busy days at the World Series, where they change every 4 hours.
was the first one.
All right, Cate has queens, it looks like, on a straddle hand, so she's going to make it 300 to go.
Engage. And then this one,
And
Natasha,
Natasha,
2 9s in the straddle, or 2 6s in
Sixes.
the straddle.
flip them over there. We've got a call, and we're off to a flop, pair versus pair. It's going to be hard to keep going here with Natasha's hand, but well, I have a check behind.
This is face down stuff. Should
We
we
can
go?
do it on break. When we go to dinner breaks, we can take
Tricky
dinner
spot. She's got to think she's got the best hand there, betting out.
Since I just wonder if his photo from his camera is better. Probably that one.
Is the whole thing live stream?
Yeah.
Till 11:30.
He said they can go until 11, but you can go till
Checking that flop induces that action for her there, so that's good.
Depends how stuck I am or if I'm moving.
Yeah. Or if I have any money left. Then we'll decide then.
my credit's
Play it by
I
ear.
would think she'll get paid off with a little value bet here.
That is the Twitch game where like everyone is so much better
If she
than me. It
bets,
was, like,
Natasha's folding.
I
You
was,
think?
like Somerville
Yeah.
and then
I think she will
Broadmoor,
bet.
it's fun
Let's
yard.
see.
I played the one that was like
Coin.
Twitch game, yeah, and I got smoked. And I was like, I couldn't wait to leave, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to rebuy?" I'm
certainly
like, I
Kate's
can't
gonna
wait
bet
to leave
something.
So hard. I'm like literally, I lose, and I'm like,
I think
like, I don't wanna get
475.
out.
No,
That's how I was
1,000.
the first time I
Well,
played this show. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it was.
It was the least comfortable I've ever been playing poker.
I lost like the last bit of money I had
well,
with to Sean D all in pre-flop at ace 4 versus his queen 8, and
Sounds about right.
the flop is like ace queen deuce, and you can hear like my ex in the background be like, oh, that's a lock.
what do you think about that? Do you think that's better that she bet bigger,
Someone
or
that dumb doesn't get caps.
makes it look a little bluffier? So
I'm like, good night, see y'all later.
Yeah.
maybe
He's like, "Y'all don't
maybe
need
she's
this
thinking she
very
helped
small
herself
guy."
get paid off there. I thought she would get a little value bet
Yeah,
paid
I,
off. I wasn't
um,
thinking
I bluffed into a
$1,000 would
royal
get paid
in that
off.
game. I was like, oh, you have the literal best
I'm
pair.
surprised Natasha
Yeah.
called.
How do you even,
If
like,
I
how do you get
was
those?
in Kate's spot as played, I would have bet some number in the 600-700 range on the end.
It seems
I'm like,
it was also such a good spot though for somebody to just kind of float with ace king or ace queen. So I think that's why the check kind of the check behind on the flop set up an okay spot for her to get a bet call on the turn.
Well, people, if they manage
You
to
guys
get
didn't like
to
my
the
suggestion
turn
that I
there,
also put 10K in and flip for a high roller seat
I liked
yesterday?
it.
we'll
I was like,
float
that'd be the
with
most
ace
degen
king,
thing
ace queen,
ever,
but
but
more often, the player behind who has the tempo will c-bet with that hand on that flop just to see where the world's at.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
So, that kind of hand often doesn't get played that way on the flop, so it's a little inconsistent with all the streets. It's consistent with the turn play, but it's inconsistent with the flop play.
Did you watch that last night? Or no? It was really good.
Well, either way, at this point, it looks like Cate played that one perfect. And we have a queen high flop here with ace 8, pocket sevens, and 7-8 suited.
James lost like 240, 30, something like that. And then a couple guys lost 50, 200, and Mustafa.
Sam has the best hand, and she's going to bet with it.
A little bit, 100.
$500.
She liked it just a little bit. I thought it won like one house.
There was 2 clothes up there.
Which was just more than my rent money, I believe, at my first apartment in Dallas. I think it was $465 a month.
I mean, it actually wasn't that bad.
Getting back to the rent money discussion.
My first rent money was, what did we pay? We paid $495 for a 2-bedroom place.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't in Dallas, though. Good old Auburn, Washington.
Yeah.
People are literally like betting houses.
Beautiful state of Washington. All right, where are we at? We still have a straddle going? 25, 50, 100.
And the ace.
Sam's going to open the action.
And I was really
King
fun.
6.
Can we all
So
move
it
together?
was like, it was fireworks, I kind of had the nuts. For sure. Horrible. Actually,
Yeah.
no,
No, she's fun.
Is Sean D playing later? Great question, Tonk.
And I didn't realize.
Tonka AAAP. Do you know why he's asking that question?
If Sean's playing lately? No,
Didn't Sean play the ladies event at the World Series one year?
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yes, that's a good one to dig up. That was amusing. I
Yeah,
like that.
that is a needle from way back, though. That's been a long time ago now. Sean's settled way down since then. Wow. That's a pretty flop with the 8, 10 of hearts. I guess the 9 of hearts is in the muck.
Exactly. And I had it open in, so it wasn't that bad.
No.
So
You should have opened like
Gavin's the underdog, even though she has the best hand. That's why we see her outs across the screen. The 10-8 of hearts is small favorite in this spot.
Yeah, I know.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's like effectively like
And then now Gavin is the favorite.
Yep. And there won't be a fold here, I'm assuming. Oh, we have a check. That was an unfortunate missed opportunity with the
Value betting a
nuts.
call here, I think.
Yeah. Standard.
$875?
Lexy bets $875. And we expect Jamie will call here.
Yeah, that's about half the pot. Jamie's getting 3 to 1. Top pair, tough fold.
She's really only thinking, I'm assuming, that a 5 is somehow what might be tripping her up. Probably not putting her on 9, 10.
I'm gonna hate you. Oh, nice hand. 6
Did she say, I'm going to hate you?
Yes.
man.
I didn't even flop one spade.
You're on the steam, you're trying to get
Exactly.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
God, you saved so much money.
Check back turn.
I would have lost so much money with your oh my god. I would have broke with that.
We got a little recap on the screen now. Cate's winning all the money. Jamie winning a little bit. But all Cate's winnings came from that one big pot with the 2 4s.
I started it.
Maybe not all, but big part of it. It's not too surprising when the one person who wins the biggest pot of the day is the biggest winner at the table.
Mm-hmm. That's frequently how it turns out.
It was like full on the purple and you know what I mean? It's a little better about the color.
So we have Kelly raising and then a 3-bet coming from Jamie. Is that right? 875. Looks like Kelly's going to call. Ace high flop. Looks like Jamie's thinking about a continuation bet here. All right. Jamie will win that pot.
I don't know, they all quit.
They're getting racked. They're done. They've had enough.
I felt bad for the guys last night. They got stuck like 200. So I'm like, what do they go do now? Like, all right, well, I'm gonna go grind some 510, get it back.
Sam, can you come play until somebody else gets back?
Oh,
I'll start.
So
little impromptu break.
Yeah.
Kelly's going to fire a straddle in there.
and they're playing what 5-handed right now. Looks like.
That can make for very interesting poker. 3 blinds and 5-handed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. They pulled Sam in off the rail to play this hand. She opens with the ace-9 and is running it into the ace-10. This could be unfortunate. Let's see.
Hi, Sam. How does insurance feel, honestly?
A lot of people, when they call strong there from the smaller blind like that, will, 3-bet. But Sam just goes ahead and calls the raise from Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a little bit of an action flop here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Mid-pair against an open-ended straight draw.
And blind versus straddle, so
Mm-hmm.
not always giving your opponent a lot of credit in these spots.
Kelly is going to continue to be pretty aggressive. Bet here. And take it down. There's not a lot that seems to slow her betting down, so.
No,
It's reminding me of
But
like trying to use a phone in school.
in the
I'd
long
be
run-
like,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I'd pull
yeah,
my
I
phone
did-
out and be like,
I did the same, yeah.
Yeah, and
aggression
you're like,
wins
You
at poker.
forget 'cause
Yep,
you have it.
that is
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
It is. If you had to pick
You guys are
the single biggest trait consistent among the best poker players, I think they
yeah,
are
in law school I
aggressive.
used to take the back row.
I
so
like
could
to,
play sit and
to
goes
call
while
it never
capturing
call.
things.
Oh, you just. Oh,
Find yourself
just
calling a
leave it
lot,
as
you
the-
generally will
Yeah,
find
that's
yourself
pretty good
losing a
move.
lot.
Yeah,
You
allowing your
should be betting or raising.
allowing your opponents to decide when the money goes in is never good.
Yeah, that's. Anytime somebody asks me, what's one piece of advice you'd give to a new poker player? Well, there's 2 pieces I usually give. Patience is, I think, right up there with it, and then just always be betting or raising. Don't be calling. If you find yourself calling, you're not doing well. All right, what do we have here? Pocket queens against ace queen and king 10 on a 9-6-6 board.
Lexi's had a lot of big pairs today.
They like it. And they
She's had a lot of big pairs, she's had a lot of big hands, and she's made a lot of good decisions.
I have a 75% chance of someone.
Looks
And
like
she's kind of
she's-
unlucky with a few of her big hands, too.
Yeah, she's sitting with $13,000 in front of her, and it looks like Kate's got just under 20,000. So
problems. Like I went wrestling for 2 years, and we have to
Two big stacks there.
Playing poker, and he goes, what? He's like asking, he's like telling me hand histories and stuff.
wow,
They kind of put you on the pedestal.
Or they hate it. It's like one or the
See, I
other.
didn't really come
I
across
had
that.
it.
My mom was kind No one in the professional.
Sam made an unusual. There's the Shih Tzu. Sam made an unusual overcall. It looks like they're on the flop, but it paid off.
That's a different dog. I think Marshmallow's whiter than that.
No, that's their dog.
No,
Is it?
it's way too dark in the face.
I'm pretty sure that's their dog, isn't it? I don't know. No, maybe you're right. I don't know.
I think Marshmallow is white, white, white.
You sound like you're much more sure than I am. So
I don't know. I've carried him around before.
I have a pair of Shih Tzus, and I love them. Shih Tzus are the best dogs ever. Pedro is claiming that that is Marshmallow, for those of you that care. Somebody's calling him Filthy Marshmallow. Marshmallow got burnt. The feed's way funnier than us. Thank goodness somebody's finally writing funny material for us.
I thought it was so cute.
This is an interesting pot here.
It is.
Sam overcalls with the king 10 of hearts, which, you know, is fine. But then she checks, and Cate fires out with the ace queen high.
Worst hand.
1450 into a pot that was, I don't know, under 3,000, 2,700 or so.
Yeah.
Lexy has the 2 queens and is forced to call.
Right.
It comes back to Sam, who
Shouldn't have even been in there
turned
at
the
this
top,
point.
turned the top pair.
And did
she
she
has
just
to
smooth call?
Yeah, she has to overcall in this spot.
Wow. Well,
It's not a raise, it's less than half.
I didn't need to raise anyway.
Yeah.
be interesting to see who wins this hand. Let's see. Should be Sam, but she's got to kind of wonder where she's at. She checks again. I don't know. Will Cate fire again? She's thinking about it. She knows that's the only chance she's got to win the pot at this point. 2 people calling behind her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it ends up checking around, and Sam's going to take it down.
That was an unusual hand.
I think Cate might have bet if there was only one opponent. It's a lot
Yeah.
harder to try to get that through 2 people.
No, yeah, for sure. That's what I meant. Like, once she's got 2 people calling behind, she can't really win it.
Oh.
But there are people in the feed cheering for a 3-barrel, so sometimes a 3-barrel is the only way to win, especially when you have no pair.
Oh,
352 big blinds Cate's up to. $17,000. Do we know where she started? Was she?
Patty's awesome.
she had 15,000 when she started.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
My sister's dog.
It's Marshall. It's just really dirty.
Natasha confirms that it's her sister's dog.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Sometimes you just need a dog.
so jealous.
Sometimes you have to borrow a dog.
He eats just poop.
Oh, gross. Gross.
My sister would love
I feel like
to
all
go.
dogs do that.
My
Not
dog
Marsh,
didn't.
not Marsh.
Yeah, Marsh didn't.
Green Mountain 37 gives us a shout out. Says, "What's up, Poker Night TV? Just playing a little poker
They
with the
all have a
ladies
cat
tonight."
and goes in the cat's litter and eats the cat's poop.
That's what we're doing.
It's been really hard for them to handle him. You're so gross.
Ace, deuce, 9 flop. The best hand between the 2 players right now is 7 high. So
Are you a Star Wars
I thought
fan?
you looked like a koala.
this is one of those hands that'll go to whoever decides they want it.
You're a koala.
And Lexy wanted it
has
more.
a Shih Tzu, and it had puppies, and they kept one.
Just goes to
One of
show
their
you the
names
power
was
position.
Chewbacca.
That's really
Yeah.
cute.
Or Chewie.
Chewie.
After Chewbacca.
That's cute.
If any of you out there in the chat have any interesting topics you want to banter about during the slow times, feel free to fire some questions in. We like talking about poker tournaments. We don't like talking about people's personal lives. You can ask me questions about myself and Or Frank might answer questions about himself, but no gossipy type questions.
Agreed. We do like to talk about ourselves.
And I like to talk about college football too.
So it looks like Sam bets from the hijack with Queen 10, and we've got pocket 5s and Jack 9 of diamonds calling. Wow, that's a nice flop for the Jack 9 of diamonds. I mean, to not flop a pair even.
Right. All of a sudden going to be the favorite in the hand.
Boom, boom, boom. Natasha's definitely going to bet here. It looks like $250.
So, Frank, they're asking who's commentating.
Frank Casella is my name, and I believe your name is Rep Porter.
It's true. It's true.
It is true.
Then we get a few other questions here. Things like thoughts on an anxiety dog.
Well, I'm a dog guy. I have 2 dogs, and I love them.
I like this one. Toughest high stakes mixed grinder. Who do you think?
Where's the Jack one?
Say it again.
Toughest high stakes mixed grinder.
Toughest to play against?
I would assume, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I think I got the first one.
Yeah.
Lots of good players in
There are. Yeah, there are a lot of good players out there.
It's interesting when people say mixed or high stakes, you know, like there's nosebleed games, which are the games that you find in Bobby's room.
1,500, 3,000.
1,000, 2,000
Yeah,
sometimes.
those are the frequent games they're playing lately.
And then other things that are high stakes, anywhere from 100, 200 to 600, 1,200 limit games. They are, you know, often thought of by a lot of people as nosebleed, but among the professional poker players, they're thought of as like middle high stakes games.
Right, yeah.
There's a few guys around who are really, really good who stick to those ranges and don't play. Hey, Jimmy Bluffett says hi. Nice to see you, Jimmy.
He's watching the stream, just
Bluffett.
pissed.
Yes.
Seriously. It really is.
Yeah,
I
and the
know him
mixed
from
games
Twitter.
themselves have gotten to be
This is what I want.
so many different games. I mean, in some cases, I think we'll play up to 16 different games at Aria or Bellagio.
Yeah, they have a standard game that has about 15 games in it that goes during the daytime at the Commerce a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a phone.
Yeah.
Where's that?
At the Commerce.
And you can also
But there's a couple guys who play in that game. One who nobody probably knows, Matt S., who's an outstanding poker player, plays all the games well.
I want to be able to connect
probably
with
the
you
least known.
so I can
see your
press
rabbit.
it.
Best mixed,
Crazy Marco plays
mixed
out there a lot, doesn't he?
mid-limit game. Yeah, Marco plays good. Marco's solid poker player. He's a little more well-known, double bracelet winner.
Yep.
So, you know,
Oh, really?
it's there are the people who are in the public lexicon. They've been out there, played tournaments, been in won bracelets, things
Right.
like that. People know them.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't get to the hand.
That's a more interesting question. Like, who would be the big mix grinder that nobody really knows?
Yeah, I think Matt Smaznik.
It wasn't.
Matt S. plays at the Commerce all the time.
So.
Awesome poker player.
This is why I like it.
I think he's probably the least known of the best players.
Oh, he was whining the whole time.
Haha, can straddling long-term be plus EV, or is it just a gamble and loosen up the table? It's an interesting question. So, you know, the only reason, like, you have action in poker games is because the blinds put money in. So, straddling is just an extension of the blinds. I think
Yeah.
it would follow that
Forced
it has
action.
to be negative EV.
Have you ever tried to bring two tones somewhere?
I don't think
I mean, he's too. I love how you say it too. You
I
and
don't think
Nats,
anyone
like,
can
I was
make a
trying to get
really
Nats Riley to
articulate
say
argument
Kuton,
for
and
that
she goes,
particular
Kuton,
hand to
Kuton.
be plus EV.
That is so
It can
much
be
cooler than how
plus
I
EV
say
for a
it.
player to straddle in
But,
a game if it
he's, like,
has
so high energy.
influences
He's
on
the
the
sweetest
action
dog
you're
you would
looking
never,
for,
like,
or
fight
if
anyone.
everyone
But
straddles,
he
you
would
can
be,
just make
like,
the game
he
bigger,
would want to play with
and
Teddy
you
the
can be
whole time.
happy
He'd
with
be, like,
that.
sprinting across, knocking over chips.
There's an interesting question. How much
55 pounds,
time
so.
did you two invest in
He's
learning the
half
game
pit
before
bull
starting to
and
play for
lab
real
and
money?
other
Well, I'm still working at that personally.
He's so nice. But
I started
not-
playing poker
not
when I was
easily
about
contained.
8. My family played, and my aunts and uncles and my grandma always played dealer's choice games, and so I played with my brothers and my cousins from the time I was a little kid, and we played all kinds of games. And I didn't actually do any kind of studying before I showed up and started playing real low stakes when I was in college. But when I was carpooling to college with my brother and my cousin, we found an ad in the paper for a local card room. Just started going down there and playing. And then once I started playing, I started studying a lot and reading everything I could read about poker and really wanted to understand more about how the game worked.
It looks like Jamie's flopped a middle pair and a flush draw here against Sam's pocket fives.
We have Kersey Poker asked if we could play with Ray D at all. And I played a little bit with Ray, not a huge amount of my hours. He won the 10K Raz bracelet at the World Series this summer.
I'm missing the dog helmet.
Very solid poker
You know,
player.
this is brutal.
Ray bubbled me out of the 50K one year. It was one of the years that they taped it. It was maybe like the first year that we had a lot of the TV cameras out there, and I was in the lead in a Raz hand, and he sweated it for almost 60 seconds with the TV cameras there. So yeah, I've played with Ray a little. It was one of the most painful tournament hands I think I remember being a part of.
Yes, Ray is not known for his speedy play.
Or his courtesy.
Yeah, I understand.
So it looks like we've turned a flush and an open-ended straight flush draw here.
Rad poker. When you ask me, that's not an open-ended straight flush draw. That's a dead draw.
Well, yeah, because the 5 of hearts, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean yes. Jamie just turned the winner. She was 100% to win. Rad poker. You asked me if I had a childhood illness. What kind of thing are you thinking about? I mean, like I didn't have polio or anything like that.
Well, when I started to play, I started playing in 2000 a lot, in the year 2000 in Tunica, and we played 10, 20, and 2040 limit hold'em. There was no limit games at all, really, back then, and the big action game there was the 5-10 and sometimes 5-10 and a quarter pot limit Omaha game. So I would grind and win money playing 10, 20, and 2040 and then turn around and give it to the pot limit Omaha players because I wanted to learn how to play that game. So, and that took a while, but you know, poker's all about game selection and bankroll management, you know, when it comes down to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No. Like New
So
Zealand.
Kothrax Poker asked if no money was awarded, just prestige and bracelet, 50K championship or main
I
event.
think that's pretty results oriented. Just calling with all my sets and folding everything.
No money, just prestige in the bracelet.
The
don't know,
tournament
it's hard to
I would
say.
rather win is the 50K
For sure.
championship.
Yeah.
It's hard to separate the money from that, though. A
Yeah.
main event champion has this residual income for the rest of his life if he does things well. So, like,
He or she, I would point out on ladies' night.
it is ladies' night, yes. Once upon a time,
I don't actually have that many bucks.
the male pronoun used to be inclusive, but we no longer can use it inclusively in today's age.
But the 50K for sure, though. I mean, it's just there is something about, I don't know. There's something about that tournament in particular. I think we enjoy the mix. We like playing the different games at the high stakes level, and then just among the very best of the best poker players every year. It's a lot of fun to play, and that's the one we all really want to win inside the world of poker. So we have $1,500 coming out from Kelly. I don't know if we're even sure what their cards are. We were running our mouth too much, answering questions. We're having fun just chatting.
We get a call. And we have the King Jack against the King 8, trying to pair 8s.
Sometimes when people say very nice hand at the end, they don't really mean
Somebody
that.
just want to tell me what the action was in that hand because I wasn't paying attention and I don't want to get it recounted to me on
I
that
opened, she flatted the big blind. I bet 200 on the flop, she called. I bet 500 on the turn, she called. I bet 50 on the turn.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, straddle.
Straddle time?
Should we? Okay.
There we
We
go.
have our cumulative winnings. Sam Abernathy has worked her way onto the plus side again. Jamie's the biggest winner.
4,100 up, 4,075 big loser. So
Yeah, Lexy's gotten a little unlucky today.
Yeah.
Queens beat, kings beat, queens beat. It's hard to win at poker when your big
Hey, Lex, did you
pairs
find out
do
who
not
had that
win.
hand?
I did.
Did she bluff you?
I bluffed her on 2 Street.
One of the boys from Scotland gave us a
I was
little
just
shout
saying.
out. I got
was like,
distracted. I
haven't
don't
touched
see
it.
his
I
name
love
there anymore.
Scotland.
Damn, I thought it was close.
Ah, Jimmy Bluffett. I did bag chips. I will be playing again on Sunday at noon. I
Yep.
will relentlessly tweet my chip counts every break
Of course
so
you did.
my aunts and uncles and cousins can see how I'm doing.
I'm like amazed. I'm
And my wife and my mom, too.
I don't tweet chip counts anymore. I don't know why.
$60.
I guess it's more laziness than anything.
Where's the pot?
My mom loves to follow it, and some of my aunts. And
Yeah.
So I do it for them. Seems like a reasonable thing.
What will we not do for our moms?
Well,
Shout out to the moms.
Here's the best question. John Paul the Great wants to know who's better looking.
Oh, that's
Me-
easy.
Me or Frank?
Rep is an outstanding
That's a big
poker
deal to
player.
reach
He's
point on
definitely a
poker.
better
That would
poker
be like,
player
I'm
than
only
me.
down 4K.
Better looking, Frank.
But
Better
I might
looking.
be down like $50. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it comes down to whose wife you ask.
So it looks like we're back to the
Yeah, no,
straddle.
I'm not a-
25,
this
50,
isn't real.
100.
This doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
Poker money isn't real money. It's just
Monopoly.
yeah.
And
It's a betting unit.
Natasha
You
folds.
guys,
Kate
you can
opens
cash
with
these in
the
for goods and
good
services
old
in the real
ace
world.
king of
Do you
hearts.
guys know that?
They
Or-
they're
Yes.
playing like 1 house, 2 house. That's their play.
Fold, fold. Down to the straddle. And Jamie throws her hand in the muck.
Last night was like that. There's like one vote.
Yeah.
Commentators,
Yeah. Well,
who's
maybe
winning?
not a
They
vote,
just
but-
had the graphic up a
They
second
did.
ago.
Yes. I
Kate
think
Hall's
Kate was the
winning
leader,
4,000.
4,100.
Jamie's
Just
winning
like water
2,000.
taxis.
Sam's winning
Mhm.
1,500.
Yeah, they all week, so we
Everyone
did,
else is not
like,
winning.
tour things.
Mhm.
And it was Steven
Rad
Spielberg.
Poker's pointing out that I'm hot, so I'm just going to say that.
I think he's coming to your 4th of July party this year.
How big is it?
Could be the
Massive
4th of
garage
July.
was bigger than my apartment.
Yeah.
You're
All right,
insane.
so where are we at? Still straddling. Kate's
The park
folding.
is smaller, $1 million boats in.
Yeah, they have little jet skis
That's so
and
cute.
actual boats in that park.
I really like your nails.
Doesn't seem like we've had a really involved pot for a while now.
Well, the thing about no limit is, especially when the table gets a little shorter, is you get a lot of hands that just go away very uneventful. You might play an 8-hour day and play 6 really big, interesting pots in 8 hours as an individual at the table.
Yep.
So maybe if each person gets involved in one big pot an hour, you get 4 real big, interesting pots in an hour, and then a lot of dry stuff in between.
Neither did Sam.
Ah, the herb life is asking, appreciates a shout out, and Frankie wants you to tell a joke.
A poker-related joke?
Next thing I knew,
I'm trying to think if I even know a poker-related joke.
before the ceremony.
I can't even think of one.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh.
It was fun.
So Jamie's got the ace king of hearts. I guess that hand just got passed over.
Like his special. It was really fruity, not too sweet, but like fruity.
Kate had it the last time.
And I went back to him like, I don't know, so many times ordering for other people too, and for me though. He probably thought I was drinking all of them. I probably was like.
You probably would.
You probably were. Yeah.
So Lexy opened here, and she's in position. So she hasn't made a lot of sketchy decisions today. Looks like she avoided one there also. We're throwing those in the mug.
Hurt worse.
Yeah.
If you'd like to mute the commentary, you can go to the Poker Night TV 2 channel for whoever that was that asked. Spaderman.
I don't think he likes listening to you, Frank.
Kill yourself.
I don't understand why.
Oh, here it's a joke coming across the chat. It's going to be interesting to see what the answer is. Difference between a pro poker player and a large pizza. What do you think that's going to be?
Was the no food
I
thing
don't
an
know.
active thing to
Pepperoni, extra cheese.
Whatever.
do? Baby food gate.
No, it was more for because people were eating like chips. Like,
Oh, and just like
Disgusting.
ruining the cards. Yeah, I heard the RFID cards are like really
I'm
expensive.
sure it has more to do with that than the other. Did Jamie get the tip? Did you get the tip?
Oh no, what was the pot? Oh yeah, my bet was 500. Oh
Wait,
okay.
it's a flop.
Yeah, it's a flop.
It wasn't 500 even though I
Hold on,
wanted
there was no flop.
So
No
we have
flop
somebody in
number.
the feed asking who's playing. We've got Natasha Barber Mercier
at, too. I'm
in the
like,
1
what are the
seat.
rules?
Kate Hall's in the 2. Lexy Gavin's in the 3 seat. Sam Abernathy in the 4. Jessica Dawley in the 5 seat. Kelly Minkin in seat 6. And Jamie Kerstetter in 7 seat.
Yes, in Kansas City Poker, it says a large pizza can feed a family of 4.
That's the answer. I like
That's the
that.
answer to the joke. I now know a poker joke.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking.
I will not go as far as to say I was amused.
Oh, that was definitely funnier than the joke. All right, so Cate has. Did she 3-bet or did she call? She 3-bet to 1,050. Sounds like somebody's buying more chips.
That does sound like a money counter.
Whatever dust you have is good.
Yay.
Everybody in the world of poker knows
Cate
what that is.
3-bet and wins this pot.
I thought you made it 11, no?
1050. And I was like, this feels too big, and I look scared. But then you picked it, so I think it's okay
I'm
now.
not sure. Wow.
I was trying to go like just a little bit smaller than whatever yours was to make a point.
My back is moving, so I'm just waiting.
You want one or so?
That is how it works. Like anytime I play with like good players in tournaments, it's like that. Like whoever can make the smallest 3-bet or the smallest 4-bet is like the bossiest at the
Exactly.
table.
Like that. Thank you, Daddy.
I'm like being stressed out. You know, just like the little thing.
All right, Natasha's got King Queen, so we'll see her open the action. $300. Looks like they're still straddling. Cate calls on the button with pocket
2
6s.
6s. Yeah, I think if she hadn't 3-bet the hand before, she might have 3-bet there. But
Yeah.
too many 3-bets in a row get you 4-bet.
We'll get a 3-bet, it looks like, out of the pocket jacks that Lexy's holding.
A lot of big pairs for Lexi today. A
Yeah.
lot of big pairs.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll win this one and get some of her money back.
I do.
Wow.
Wait, one time.
Just feel one side.
Well, with those stack sizes, I don't know why Cate didn't take a chance. Maybe I didn't see the size of the 3-bet there.
Anytime.
Normally, I would take a chance to hit spike a set there. Set
In
mining, I
tournaments
think we
like that,
call
I'm
it.
like, I've been raising too much. They
Yeah,
have to be
but
like.
last
have to
time,
be
you know,
like-
she made the straight with her little 4s, and she didn't get all the money. So
hard.
if you're not gonna, if your opponent is going to be able to not put all the money in when you make your hand, then
Snacks in my bag. It's from something else. I
you
forget.
don't quite have as much value as you would get from some other people. Makes it harder, harder. One more joke rolled across here a second ago. And
Really?
yeah, I saw it. I lost it.
Aw.
But
Somebody
Kothrak's
said these
poker
guys are
says-
hilarious, so there's clearly a camera on us that we're not aware of. We are funny looking.
Kothrak said, Frank is surprisingly hilarious. Sounds like having a blast commentating.
We are having fun. Rep and I have always enjoyed each other's company.
Oh, here's the joke. Difference between a horse and buggy driver and a poker dealer.
What's the punchline?
I don't know.
Somebody said, "What's a buggy driver?"
Oh, it's not a joke that
No.
we're allowed to say out
Yeah,
loud.
not safe for work.
Yes.
So it looks like Sam's going to open the button here with a little $1.50 raise.
Oh, we're going to have us a pot here.
Jessica comes back to the table with a lollipop and pocket 9s. And then Kelly, ace jack of clubs in the big blind.
It looks like Kelly reloaded. She's got a few more chips there.
Don't get out of line.
That was the money counting machine we heard a minute ago.
All the time. to tell me
Yes.
that.
Just letting you know.
Oh my gosh.
I have it. Don't do it.
No, I really do need that.
I made
all the time.
remember I made you the Bambi bracelet, Wimpy Deer, or whatever. I'll make you one that says "Don't punt."
Don't get
And
out
every
of
time
line.
you're about to do it, you can be like,
So it looks like Kelly made it 525 to go.
I
would've told you if I
And I'm like,
asked.
feel like I'm going strong,
"Mm-hmm."
and then there's just this
And-
moment. I don't know what happens. It just takes over.
It's going to call here. We're going to see a flop.
It's never worked.
It's like in Billy Madison when he gives the perfect speech, and he's like, "What happened?"
Wow. That is an action flop. That is the definition of an action flop.
This is gonna
Top
be a
pair
big,
against
big
a
pot
set
here.
and the nut flush draw. So all the money will be going in here.
They're going to put 5,500 in, and Jessica's going to
see
be
who wins.
75% to win. It's just a question of how the money gets in.
Yep.
Overbet, jump the river.
Assuming there'll be a little check raise here. What are they chatting about?
Thinking about conquering, like,
They're suggesting that the a-hole word's okay to say out loud.
Oh, okay. It's
Like, if he can't have it, I am definitely about to punch
yeah,
him.
if you want to know the punchline to that joke, feel free to log into www.twitch.tv /
I checked that.
Oh,
Poker
we
night.
got the just call from Jessica on this flop.
But
Really?
And then,
first time in my life
now,
She's going to get punished for it.
avoided
well, I'm not going to get punished for the just call part.
About that feeling, like when he showed up,
The money was going to go in.
it doesn't feel as good as when you're right about like.
We'll see.
high
She
call.
could have ended up saving herself some money here.
Oh, she can't fold here. If another club comes, she might be able to get away on the end.
Right.
No, hero folds make you more money, but hero calls just feels so good. You're like,
That's a
This
really
is a third of her stack right here just to make the call, so I'm pretty sure there's no way she calls here.
you're
She's just
learning
going to
impulse
shove.
control at age
right?
32,
We'll see.
33. Good. Better late than never.
I would have raised on the flop.
I for
myself,
sure would
but
have. I agree with you there. I'm just saying in this position, I don't know that
It's gonna be a thing that I'm always.
to just flat here and give somebody an opportunity. Yeah,
All
she's
in
going
and
to get it all
call.
in. As we expected.
you want to run twice?
There was no way to change that action, really. I don't think, you know.
If you win,
She gave herself the best opportunity of not going broke.
they're just going to run it once here, and
Boom! And that's what we call
Jessica is going to win.
a suck out. Not a bad one, of course. Flopping a set. She deserves to win there.
Oh, that was a hand. As soon as the board came out, you knew all the money was going.
Oh, yeah.
Make it different.
Just a matter of time.
You know, it goes from 75% to 80% for the flush to win to, oops, 100% for the set. Back and forth, back and forth.
Can either, we have a question here coming in from the Herb Life. The Herb Life? Can either or both of you remember your best hand played during your career? Thanks. That is an interesting question. I'm trying to think of what I would consider my very best hand in tournament versus my very best hand
Asher just showed up.
in live
I think
play.
he's a
I
good
think, I
shot.
mean, I don't know about you personally, but
He
I
might
think
be
like
a
in
lucky
tournament
shot for
play,
her.
my
I
best
think he's a good
hand,
player.
although I can only vaguely remember it since we played, I think, for 28 hours at that point, was winning my first World Series bracelet, just that final hand, and feeling like, yay, I finally won one.
Yeah, I remember. There's a few hands that just, I'll never forget the hands themselves. And one of them was the first World Series bracelet I won. I had played at, I'd been heads up at 2 major poker tournaments. A 10K World Series circuit event. I came in second after playing heads up for 5 hours. And a 2,500 limit hold'em tournament at the Commerce. I came in heads up after playing heads up for 3 hours. And then I get heads up for my first chance to win a World Series bracelet and got them all in on the 4th hand. And I had the King Queen against the King 9.
Boom.
And it held with the King High. I'll always
Nice.
remember that one. There are a few other hands that kind of just stuck with me, like the year I came in 12th in the main event. There were about 23 people left, and I got them all in
So
with
I had an
2
idea you
9s
guys
against
can
the
shoot
ace
it down if you
deuce.
want, but do you remember the
And
one time we
as
spoke
the
and I
dealer
let
was
somebody
bringing the
else
flop, one of the
take
other
that?
players
Right,
at the
never mind.
table,
Just-
who I know pretty well, was
We
telling
spoke
me
to let
that he
someone else
folded
in
an
the game,
ace.
like Natasha won.
And then
We
the
did
door
that.
card's an ace anyway.
So, like,
And the board
sit out.
spreads out ace high, and then brick. And then as I'm standing up with all my stuff, the 9 on the river.
Whoever won the flip gets
Love the
up
way
if they
that
win the
goes.
money. But maybe later, or even just people who are winning can do it or something. So people who are
Yeah,
losing
I
don't
just
have to
don't
do
think
it.
that like Kelly should do it or.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're losing, you should be exempt. You can do it or you cannot do it. But if-
You know, it's easier sometimes, I think, to remember your bad hands. And my worst hand
No,
in the
that's totally
cash
fine.
game, and
That's
this
why I said
is
if you want to
probably a
shoot it down,
pretty
I don't mind it at
well-known
all.
story, I think, inside the world of poker. We were playing in a pretty big no-limit game. I don't remember. I think the blinds were probably 200, 400
Like for one of us to sit
in the Ivy room at Aria. And wow, we've got a lot going on this hand. We'll come back to the story. It looks like we've got possibly 4-way action to the
Oh, it's
flop.
good
Is
then.
that
I
right?
thought
We have
there
a
was
free
like
bet
another
from
one to play.
Kate opened under the gun with the ace queen. Sam called her with the king queen 2
Kelly
seats
might
over.
get out of here.
Kelly called the button as the 4th one in, or 3rd one in. And in the big blind, Natasha woke up with the ace king of clubs. Raised it up a bit.
Yeah, people don't want to do it. I don't care either way.
Kate calls.
I just didn't want someone stuck back
Sam
at me, 'cause that
wisely
last time-
folds, and I'm assuming Kelly will get out of the way. Yep. So it looks like we're going to be heads up. So, anyway, we were playing in the game at Aria, and Rick Solomon was in the game. Me, JRB, Broke Bobby, as some people know him. Bobby Baldwin was in the game. Can't remember whether or not Blitz was in the game that night. One or two other people. We had a full game going, and I had grinded up about just under $100,000 up session. And one of the situations, where you've racked the chips, you're ready to go. And I'm literally leaving on my big blind. And Rick Solomon is to my left, and he wants me to straddle my last hand. And I said, no, the blinds were 200, 400. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. He said, well, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to make it 800, your straddle. And then I'm going to blind raise it to, I don't even remember the number he put on it. It was like $2,000 or $3,000. JRB remembers the hand by heart, so if you ever want to know the exact numbers, he can tell you.
No, I didn't mean that.
The hand folds around, and I look down at Ace King. And, I'm sitting there with whatever it was. I was up 97,000-ish in the session, so you can imagine I've got quite a few chips in front of me at this point, and I'm just thinking to myself, as nutty as Rick is, I'm just going to shove here and see what happens. And of course he snap calls me with pocket aces, and they hold, and it's a funny thing because, anybody the handful of people that were there in the game that night, it's one of those things where if I wasn't at the table, I wouldn't believe it, and then other people would think if you weren't in a casino game, you would just assume that was a fixed deck. Because the way the action rolled out was just crazy. But it's always funny, I think, when you talk to poker people, it's always easier to remember, I think, your worst hands sometimes than it is your best hands.
Yes. Yes, it is. Good stories are always better, though.
Yeah, good. Well, for Rick, that was a great story.
I put in Frank's 800 for him, and I beat him out of 97,000.
Yeah. Well, whenever you play that game with Rick or with Blitz is worse about it than Rick is, but they generally have so much more money on the table than is necessary. I remember one time in particular, I think the average stack among the other people at the table was probably under $100,000, and Blitz had $10 million.
Wow.
And I'm just talking about like the rack of $100,000 chips that he had. A rack of $100,000 chips is $10 million, and he just had those sitting there to the side, and then he had his regular stack.
Just in case somebody decided they wanted to gamble or something.
Yeah, so the rest of us were trying to figure out a way to grind our way into that rack.
Really did wonders for you all hear us talking.
Legalization of medical cannabis. Well, you guys can, I guess, chat about yourselves. I don't think we're really supposed to talk about politics.
Certainly not my area of expertise.
I just brought like 3
by any
bananas
means.
that I'm gonna
I'll just let it
We
be.
didn't eat. They didn't say anything about suckers. I'll show them.
Exactly.
I have a cold drink. My brother made it.
When you say Blitz, you're talking about Dan Blazarian, right?
Well, yeah.
company or something?
Yeah. Dan Blazarian.
Yeah, it's
Kothrax
He
Poker
is-
asking.
supermarkets.
I thought
that's
everybody
pretty
on the planet knew who Blitz was. He's the most famous.
I don't know that the rest of the world knows his nickname is Blitz.
Oh,
I think.
really? What do they call him on? What is that? Instagram, right? He's the most famous Instagrammer out there. Is that what I've heard before, or something like that?
I don't have an Instagram account myself.
Exactly.
So
I have one, but I use it, so infrequently.
my wife has
Yeah, I
one.
didn't
She
really
follows
do it,
what my
like, once, and
13-year-old
I
puts
probably,
on
like, super
Instagram
had
just
it,
to
but
make
I
sure it's appropriate.
That's a good idea. Kids in the internet, it's terrifying. I can't even imagine.
Yes, it is. Yes.
My
it-
youngest is 9 years old, and he.
Oh, look! They said we could get fired.
The health
What happened?
Does that mean?
Actually, it'd probably be good for you
Well,
because it's
Supreme Terrific says don't get fired. We like you around
Oh,
here.
okay.
I'm
Well,
just-
we'll do our best not to get fired. We
so
want
it's-
both
yeah,
those
so it's
dollars
really
they're
good
going to
for
pay
you.
us.
They're paying
it's
you.
warm, so it's not.
I got to renegotiate.
Well, you get to plug some sort of a booker thing, right?
Well, I do get to talk about my poker site
see,
once
there
or
you
twice,
go.
friendly. Yes, yes. For those of you who don't know, thepokeracademy.com is my education site.
PokerAcademy.com.
When can it? You can register-
When did you start that?
We launched our first course just before the World Series last year, a no limit tournament course.
That's not bad if that's the case.
Comprehensive look at no limit tournaments, how to play. then we've added a couple things since then. A limit hold'em course.
Either
and
way, that's like well worth it.
Stud
I
will
was
be
thinking buying
launched
yourself
sometime in the
lessons
next
and
3 or 4
like,
weeks.
to just save that money and
It's
play.
filmed and
something
just
better.
logistics holding it up now.
So action on the hand here. We have a top 2 pair flop against an open-ended straight draw that went check for some reason on the flop, I guess. Cate decided she'd rather try to trap with a straight. It looks like it's worked out kind of. There's 3 diamonds out there, right? That makes it a little trickier, but I don't really think she's probably worried about a flush draw.
My next batch is going to be the water company.
There you go. He was trying to get me to wear a passport.
That would be
I'm like,
good
no.
for the game.
I was like, I'll drink
I'm
it.
So there is one political thing that popped up here that I think we're allowed to talk about. Online poker not being legal everywhere in the U.S. I think things that people do in the privacy of their own home or as consenting adults should be allowed. And if you are not a member of the Poker Players Alliance, it's a great organization that does their very best to legalize poker everywhere. And I think that that's a great cause. I support them myself.
Yeah, I think, you know, it seems to be almost ridiculous that fantasy sports, daily fantasy sports somehow ended up becoming legal after online poker got outlawed, or you know, however you want to, you know, look at that situation. I don't understand how one is legal and not the other.
Well, DFS isn't gambling because it's a skill game, right?
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, it is. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I think it's hardly even worth discussing. It just feels so stupid. So it looks like we have a Sam check.
Sam checked, Cate bet, Sam called,
Top
Cate
2.
won.
Boom, boom, boom.
Very semi-standard stuff there on the end.
We're having so much fun with our commentating. We really weren't even paying attention to that.
We all go after there, have drinks and everything.
For the hardcore fans that were really into watching.
It closed at midnight. It closed no, it's a weekend.
Did you plug that live feed again for tomorrow that
I think
Let's go.
our boss wanted us to mention?
Ah, yes, they're the
Funny thing is,
feature table.
For some
of
reason,
the
my wife's
tournament will
saying
be
Frank
streamed.
Casella. I don't know what that
go to the
means.
center bar and get the stuff.
Maybe she wanted me to mention my own name.
From the gas station. But it has like a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are we at here?
Like,
Yeah.
2:45 tomorrow, Eastern time.
Yep.
Feature table live stream will start.
They're like, we have
Oh, we were corrected. When bet raise call on the end. Sam led out with her 2 pair bet raise to call.
Oh, okay. See, that's what happens when you're
When they pay more attention than we do.
exactly. That's good.
Here we have chips again.
Kate's
And in a minute, that'll translate to
winnings and losing.
profit or loss.
Get
doing
wasted.
that after. But I'm saying dinner break, we could go there and eat.
Kate's still a big winner, $4,300. Minkin down over 10,000.
For 3 bites.
Yes. Oh, she did lose the big pot to Jessica just a minute ago with the
It is
Yeah,
top
the
pair
river
nut
full
flush. That was a
Bankrupt before I was lucky.
And she
pretty
had already
pretty
rebought before
standard
that
hand.
hand.
She had just bought
Yeah.
the chips before that hand, yeah. But that's a pretty standard hand. I mean, those 2 hands get dealt out in poker, and blind versus blind, and
Yep.
the chips are going to end up in the middle one way or another.
Play more than 2 hours.
Yep, that is always sick when that happens.
We could also.
Cate has ace king of diamonds here.
I'm like, listen, Finn. Some of us gotta eat.
Saying the opposite.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Saying the opposite.
Oh, make it longer.
No, not longer.
No,
Just
not
like
longer.
she
I'm
wants to
saying
break
Yeah.
in less than 3 hours.
Saying that playing longer periods of time. Even in tournaments, we only play 2 hours
Yeah,
max.
I wouldn't mind a break at some point.
How long is the dinner break supposed to be?
30.
So, looks like they're chatting about their dinner break, so
Doing 30 minutes.
Hold on.
they may be getting ready to go eat some food.
For where? Wherever, right? Curl, let's go. Okay.
It's like enough time to drink but not eat. I know what's happening here. I'm down.
Looks like Sam's going to open here with queen 10 of hearts.
And then end a little earlier.
Kelly.
We could do plum in 30.
What does Kelly have here, Jack 9?
Yeah, we should just order here.
I always feel like those hands go together well. The 9, 10, Jack, Queen when you run all 4 of them.
It is
I
good.
love it.
We have Jack 8 ending in there. Ending up in the hand.
That
What's
actually
left
be
to
fine
hit?
If we can all get in. I don't have a card.
Yeah, we can all get in. Each person can, yeah, for sure. I can get in for 3. Yeah. Plus, like, today they would let us in as exception.
We have a king high flop. Has checked to Sam, and she's going to bet, looks like 275.
I'm gonna try it, obviously.
And takes it down.
Yeah, if they can deliver it. Though.
Yeah, that's in their budget.
Okay.
Yeah, they should. At least they can.
Good wine, Lexy. Good choice.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked that. I want to take a picture of the label. Yeah. It was really good.
All-time favorite meal? Well, that's a good question.
All-time favorite what?
Meal.
Like food?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like my overall favorite restaurant in the world is Bar Masa. It's a sushi place at the Aria.
As opposed to the original restaurant
Yeah,
in New York.
it's in New York, yeah. And that one's good too.
I've
Enjoy
never
that
eaten
one
at
as
the
well.
in New York.
Then Columbus Circle, that little shopping center there.
So dinner break and
But I think as far as an overall meal experience, the Joel Robuchon place at MGM Grand. Have you ever been there?
I have not eaten there, but I know I have heard amazing things about
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Yeah, it's for an experience. I mean, you got to set aside like 4 hours to do it, but I mean, it is for foodies out there. When you're of course, living in Las Vegas, it's hard to beat it for a foodie. But if you really enjoy a meal as an overall experience, you can't beat that. I don't think. How about you?
There was a restaurant in New York that I went to, 15 years ago with my wife one day that we just had an amazing meal, and we drank a nice older bottle of wine. We were celebrating our first anniversary, I think. I think it was called Tabla. It was like on
Recognize that look in
26th.
your eyes,
and is that the restaurant same there? Yeah, we had an amazing meal there. Everything just the wine clicked. You know, so often it's just a matter of how good your different foods go together and how well they match your wine and how the conversation is for the evening. But that meal sticks out to me as like one of the best ones I've had. And I've been back to that restaurant like 5 times. It's nowhere close.
Well, that's the one nice thing about Bar Masa. Food there is always good. I mean, it is.
Oh, I'm not saying the food wasn't good when I went back. I don't mean that. I just mean
That's your
like
disclaimer.
it's all so much part of the experience. It's such a big part of what makes
They're
a
thinking about
meal.
forgetting all the time.
Yeah, I hear they're opening. Well, you don't ever do East Coast poker. I don't really do a lot either, but I know they're opening a big new MGM property in Washington D.C. It's supposed to have a lot of.
And Phelps, I was waiting for
really
Phelps
good
to
restaurants.
read
Yeah, I
that.
heard
Phelps
this
threw
week
it,
that
and
that was
he
going to
got
happen like
Jack
15
off
minutes
the
below or
and
south
Corbett to
of
like 1750
Washington,
with
D.C.
5K
Yeah,
total,
just below,
being,
just
like,
south of
falling off against
Washington.
her and
So
holding
I'm
it,
looking
like,
forward to
really
going and playing there.
snapped
Right?
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's
So,
the
like, I'm hopefully
7
Phelps
wealthiest
is
zip
really
codes
good.
in the world
It should be,
surrounding
So
a
I
new
did it once,
casino.
there's-
should be
it's on
interesting.
record.
Should be good poker.
I heard that Maryland Live might be shutting down their poker room. So if that happens, then the new MGM property will pick up all that business. Yeah,
Yeah, the National Harbor Casino.
the National Harbor.
It should. Yeah, it's going to be epic. I think we agree. Can't wait to see it.
Yes, I never made it to Maryland Live, so it'll be sad if it goes away before I get there.
Yeah. Kelly's got ace 10 of spades on the button. Oh, no,
She
never
flatted
mind.
jacks in the big blind when she
Hijack,
stacked
looks like.
Billings set over
Yeah,
set.
Kelly's
so
in the
I was like,
hijack.
for
Natasha
three-betting
called on
range,
the
it's
button
gotta
with the
be,
king
like,
queen.
Literally like aces, kings are absolute garbage.
So we have a
So
top
in the
bottom
big blind, she
pair
flatted
flop.
jacks a different hand. Where like it was
Queen
like,
with an inside
yeah.
straight.
But I'm sure she's balanced, so it doesn't really matter what she did that one.
Natasha's been playing really tight today.
It
was a
seems
fun
like it.
lineup.
She started off, it seemed like semi-aggressive and
Phelps was like, I'm gonna get
yeah.
ravaged.
got the puppy and slowed
Yeah,
down.
and Phelps
Well, it's
was
not
like,
like we've, I guess
it was
tight
a
maybe
really
isn't the
loud
right word.
game,
She
but,
just
like,
hasn't
there
gotten a
was
lot of
some
hands.
Way better players
True,
than I played.
yeah.
Even the mixed ones, I didn't have better competition than that.
Yeah.
Mixed games finally semi-regular at Maryland Live now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Danielle
That would
That's
be
what
fun.
I'm reading here.
Yeah, I thought she was on the original lineup, so.
Yeah.
That would be
She's
a
too busy,
lot of
like,
fun.
squatting 500 pounds and like crossfitting
God,
every day.
I hate watching her
like-
stuff. Makes me feel like horrible
Looks like we have a bet and a call
like,
on the
well, maybe
turn
one glass of
to the
yoga.
river.
I promised her
Or
I'd go
another
in
red
summer
card in the
with
deck.
her,
No,
I'm
but
gonna
there is the
regret it.
inside
She's
straight
so
draw
beastly,
spike.
And I'm like wimpy right.
So we have 2
Really?
pair
You
against
won
the
CrossFit? It's not what you think.
gutter.
I was really, like, I was really intimidated.
Assuming Natasha will get a call, right?
I was like
Maybe?
super CrossFit.
No, Nope.
there's like plenty of people of like all
Boom, boom.
levels that.
Guess she bet a lot. I don't think I wasn't even paying that much
It's easier
attention.
than
Did you see
going
what she
to
bet
the
on the river?
No, I just saw she bet, and it looked like it went
Okay.
bet fold over.
Boom, boom. Not a lot.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Totally, you might be the first person ever who like didn't bring it up in the first 3 hours. Like you did
Yeah.
CrossFit and didn't say anything. You're like a unicorn.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, reading in the chat here that Maryland Live is not shutting down. I didn't mean the whole casino. I've just heard that they are closing the poker room,
Are they?
not the whole casino.
I would imagine it's, you know.
I don't really
it'd be
like
hard to
lifting,
compete.
so it's like all the.
A little request for a mixed
tough-
poke
not
game
really.
Yeah.
on Poker Night in America.
Never.
Okay.
The
I'd be
down-
interested.
I told Danielle she'd ask me like 45 times.
I'd
I'm like,
definitely play.
Let's go.
The downside is it's
I went to one class and like never
it's hard to follow if you
And I never
if you end
She
up with
looks
too
amazing. Like,
esoteric
she's
of a
always been
mix. You
saying
know,
that.
if you
She's,
play
like,
just the
gotten
regular horse
really, like,
games,
Danielle
the people at
Mars
home can
gotten
understand them
really
well
good.
enough. But when you start adding a lot of the fun made-up games that
Yeah. And you make sure you got people in there that like to chat with each other.
oh,
Keep the game fun.
No, I really can't.
These ladies are certainly chatting a lot tonight,
I was trying to see if I had to cut her, but I didn't.
so they're having a good time. It seems like playing with each other.
I've completely lost track of straddles. Are we straddling right now or not?
rumors of straddles.
Looks like Jason has come to
I think so.
sweat his wife a little, and I'm only guessing from about midsection down. Those just
Yeah.
look like Jason's shorts.
I'm in it.
It's entirely possible
can't,
they just went on
unless we
dinner
got
break in the
contractual
tournament.
round.
It does appear as if that, yes, Jason is. Oh, that's definitely Jason. Like, I can hear his voice.
Yeah,
In the room.
In the room.
I recognize his legs.
You didn't know he
I
was
don't
in
want to
there.
know, Frank. I don't want to know.
One time I was walking down the hall. It was
Standing there talking to Tim. I think Tim just got married too, didn't he? You know Tim Bird?
Was in the room barking.
That's who Jason's
Barking.
standing next to him.
They weren't even there.
370.
Look at this. We got some more chip counts coming up here.
Parky just died. You can just,
And, of course, the P&Ls.
not too many.
How long have they been playing? About 2 hours?
And,
Congrats, Tim.
No, I'm okay.
yeah, a little over.
That's a good hourly.
We're trying to go there too. We'll see. All right.
Zeth is asking if they're disallowing males to play at this table.
No, yeah, he did. I gotta ask.
And since it is the ladies' night, I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, seems like it'd be weird. It would change the field completely.
So Josh, well, hold on a second.
So
because
Jessica's going to call on the button. King Jack of Spades.
I'll let you know.
After Natasha opened.
we're gonna text you and let you know. Yeah.
Can you just pick up food for us? Yeah, Jason to get orders is like
Impossible.
impossible.
I would call them and then have them bring it over to his table and drop it off.
Yeah, that's the only way he would do it.
You know, I can hear you.
They definitely have a generally friendly feel about the game. A lot of friendly hands.
There, yes.
Whoever bets here might take it down. Maybe not. Check,
Oh,
check.
good. Thank God.
Ace high will get it.
I was gonna raise the turn.
It's
but
just gonna be Twitch people.
You don't get what?
I said whoever bets will take it down, and then I said it went check, check. And I said ace high will get it.
That's why
Oh, I didn't hear you, Frank.
Yep.
Is this Ike Haxon? Do you think Frank or me is Ike Haxon? I'm curious.
Ike hacks in the poker player?
Yeah, someone
There's
thinks
one of them thinks
someone,
that you were.
no, that's not the first person who's put that in the chat. Someone thinks one of us sounds.
That was the first thing
It's,
we
Oh, I
scrolled
think
through
it's
the
me.
chat like
Yeah.
5 times.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
I've
people,
never
People have said that I sound like Ike, and also like that I sound like Phil Helm. Got both of those.
Yeah, just let me know when to fill in. Okay,
I don't know why. Apparently, there's something similar about our voice or our accent.
That you sound like Phil, or that you play like Phil.
Exact. Well, I've never been accused of that. That's for sure. No. I might behave like Phil.
I think on the list of things that end like Phil, that one might be on the bottom of the ones you're rooting for.
So Lexy opens here with 9-10 of clubs.
So we have a few interesting things rolling in the chat, a couple questions. Joe Boy said they change the dealers at like every hour. In this game, they change the dealer every half hour.
They do that.
Most casinos are every half hour.
Yeah.
The Commerce is one of the unusual ones. They do every 40 minutes. But half hour is pretty standard for how long a dealer stays at a poker table.
Is that how often they ring that bell at Commerce?
No, they charge time every 30 minutes, but they change the dealer every 40 minutes.
That's weird.
Interesting.
Lexy flops top 2 pair. She's going to bet. I'm assuming that'll end the action. Boom.
Yeah? What's a good feeling?
Ah, CW Siggy says Natasha had a 6-digit score at the World Series this summer. She did. She came in second in a no-limit event and was immediately proposed to by her husband.
That's a good move on Jason's part.
It was a good day for her, for
It
sure.
is always a good idea to marry the lady right after her net worth goes up.
How you doing over there?
Did you guys know?
Super fun.
I'm not even sure if I understand that.
Oh, he's just
Oh,
giving a little
the-
trivia
yeah.
about where the name poker came from. I'd always heard from the
French
there was a French
Louisiana,
game, yeah.
yeah.
Pokey or poke or
Yeah.
however you say that. That's
And
what
got,
I'd always heard the origin of the word was.
Became really popular on the Mississippi River, I think. That's where it really.
I'm not actually sure whether Natasha came in second or third in that. People are.
I
both
don't even
things are
know.
scrolling up. I know she was at the
$100,000
final table, and I
score doesn't
know-
seem like it could be second place in a no-limit event at the series just because those events are so big. You would think second place would be more than 100,000, but I don't know.
Yes, we're gonna ask the Google because the Google's good at this.
The Google.
The Google.
We'll give the Google a plug because if anybody needs a plug, it's the Google. If I'm going to plug anything, it should be my Scrubtastic stores.
Yes, because all of
We sell
these
medical
poker players
Yeah.
need medical scrubs.
Well, they all know nurses and doctors.
She came in
Yeah.
third, and her
Scrubtastic.com
6-digit
is
score
the
actually
place to go.
started with a 3.
She did what? Say
Third
that again?
place for 348,000.
Yeah, there you go. That makes more sense. Yeah, 348,000 for third place. Those no limit events are so juicy at the World Series. Everybody should come play in them.
Yeah, the World Series is a lot of fun. Ryan Feldman's asking, Rep, why didn't Turbo Run Good win the 25K Fantasy League this year? Whose fault was it? Well, I told them they spent too much on me, and I didn't quite produce the return I was supposed to. But, you know, our redheaded friend, he was going to win us 400 points, and he only got like 270 points or something. So I like to blame Adam Freeman for us not winning.
Me and Todd did well until I think we ended up in 4.
You guys were, I thought you guys did better than that. You guys didn't get any money back?
I don't think I did.
There were some big swings. A lot of people
It
who were
seems
drafted
like
made
right-
the top 50 at the
Yeah, it
at
seems
the
like
end.
right at the end, me and Doyle and Todd have split a team every year except for the first year.
I decided to.
You guys came in
She's good
5th.
for it.
Did we end
Yeah.
up in? Yeah, we were like coasting. It seems like for a long time this summer.
Yeah,
and
right, okay.
That was a little frustrating,
My money, kind
Yes.
but we will. We'll be at it again this year. Nothing like World Series time. It's one of the funniest things about being a poker player. At the end of the World Series, you're just so glad it's over, and when it gets to be about, early May, you just can't wait for it to start again.
Yes.
I think that's how everybody feels, except for the 9 people that get
Who
to
get to
bag
come
up.
back in 3 months?
Yeah, they
Maybe one day I'll get to be one of the 9.
yeah, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. So I'm not sure what the hole cards are here. Did we ever see them?
Probably. I was reading the chat instead of looking over there.
Yeah, they said that we can, they said they'll do the Kuro for us.
They will?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We just gotta order it in here.
I'm straddling, yeah. You need me to go to call it?
I'm gonna call it in, yeah.
I have it on my phone when I want.
Okay, just text it to me. Okay. Yep, if everyone has their phone, just text it.
So Hero Value
Oh,
says their team
okay.
came in 3rd in the 25K fantasy.
It's the
Who's that?
That was Team Calvin, which
really,
was
really good chicken. They're taking care of it, so.
How do we get
Calvin
the menu
and
to the
Bryce.
Okay.
But we're gonna eat it in June.
Gotcha.
Okay, by your
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, yeah.
I think it was just the two of them. There might have been a couple of partners in that team.
Then holla.
I always enjoy the fantasy
Did I
draft.
make a pot yet?
It's always fun. Takes a little long,
Yeah,
but we always have a good time.
I did, right?
Yeah, I've never been to it. I ended up with 10% of the team I was on this year. I gave them some opinions before going into it, who I liked and didn't like.
So it looks like we have King Deuce suited against Ace Deuce suited.
Maybe we'll get the deuce flop.
That would be fun.
We're just numbers.
I feel like I should move.
Close. King Eye flush draw versus the Ace Eye.
I texted it to you.
Thanks.
I like Lexy's chances of winning this spot.
Yeah, I
Are
do
you
too.
getting a roll?
400?
No.
What?
Pretty sure Jessica's gonna check out.
I ordered 0 rolls. It's like appetizers.
There they go.
Yeah, 'cause I
Second
remember
up
when
last
we went, we ordered like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's why.
So you
Had
just ordered a bunch
diamonds.
of stuff for yourself.
Really good fluff. I mean, I had diamonds.
Who is
really
Hero
What it
Value?
was.
I don't know, but he was one of the silent partners on,
Hero, if you
on
want
Calvin and
real,
Bryce's team.
a real shout out.
I
send us your
know
name.
some other people who were on that team. Who else was on that
Like I
team?
get,
I don't know.
You want to share it in the moment?
yeah,
I'll get
It's hard to follow that. You know, there's so many people. I
Yeah.
think, and there are other
Calvin
people that take
Anderson,
multiple pieces of other
Bryce.
teams. So.
Bryce.
What used to be funny was the immediate cross gambling after the fact. I mean, before anybody would even leave the room. You
Oh
know?
yeah, you look at your team and everyone likes their team because they
Negranu
drafted
and
them
Lindgren,
and then
I mean, they just start firing cross bets at one another. And
yeah.
I think I like to do
A
that.
lot of fun.
300.
It's really mild.
Ah,
Super
So
mild.
just
fish.
do my order, add a sea bass roll. We'll share it.
Okay. Sea bass roll.
It's actual sea bass. It's really good. You'll love
Okay.
Whoa.
I was on my own team also, so Hero Value's giving us hints.
Oh, I like that.
I'll type it.
Rep's gonna figure that out, and in the meantime,
Get an avocado.
Kelly's gonna 3-bet and take a pot down with Pocket Kings.
Wait, we're doing this now? I'm gonna call.
So like it.
Blinds are still 25-50. We have a straddle coming from Natasha in the 1 seat.
Sea bass and
There's a few people that could be. It could be Marco, it could be Connor, it could be Benny.
Christopher spicy
Like I
George
tried
Dancer.
everything. I'm not like
Mochi
disgusted by it.
jalapeno, which is like the thin slices. And then
And a few of the Russians who,
sea bass.
I don't know if they're watch this
Sea
chat.
bass is the entree?
Yeah.
I'll take the under on Marco.
I do like sea bass.
So who do you think it is?
I would guess Danzer if I had to pick out of
You
that.
think Danzer's watching this and commenting? I don't think this is what he does at home.
Kelly did not give the Pocket Kings back, so she has them again. It's always funny when that happens on back-to-back hands. It's like you didn't turn your cards in.
then have the builder who lost.
She is
Actually, we were playing blackjack with this girl.
gonna trap
she texted me
this
she was
time
playing
She was
blackjack by
looking for
herself.
you.
Yeah.
instead of 3-bet. Looks like that is going to induce a 3-bet.
Yeah, I didn't in the night till like
Now to
the last
Jamie.
level and busted.
It's gonna cost her a little more to play this hand. That ought to clear the decks to heads up, I would think. Maybe not.
So Hero says he's not a Russian. I think it's probably Connor. Questions about the structure. This is just a cash game. The blinds are 25-50. Occasionally they throw a round of $100 straddles in.
Which is where they're at on this hand. 25, 50, 100.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I didn't even watch that.
All right, so has everyone texted me? No, not everybody.
Is everyone done with their wine?
So Kelly 3-bet all of her action away on the last hand with Pocket Kings. Let's see if she does that again on this hand. She won't get any more action if she chooses to 4-bet here.
We can get some more.
I should have.
Sometimes winning the pot's a fine thing.
I bet the first time we cheered.
Just
Nobody can argue with it.
win the pot now and move on.
Whatever.
But back to back, wouldn't you want to? I don't
That's
know.
gonna be a lot of food.
Yeah, I don't need a lot of food.
Sort of
No, out there.
frustrating to just back to back hand get Pocket Kings and get minimal for it. Yeah,
Seared
she's
salmon
gonna
is that
slow
one?
play it.
That thing?
Slow it down a little, I guess technically.
Oh, you know, she's got 2 times the pot left, so it's a spot where Jamie could try to lean on her after the flop.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's not what you want to see.
Take them a while to get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call. We'll
You
just
could
take the break and then we'll food from.
That's what you call a tell. I mean, those, For those of y'all watching, that reaction on her face was a dead giveaway.
Good check behind by Jamie here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you're in charge of this.
I'm really good at food.
No, I just feel like they would have someone that would like have already done
We'll maximize her chances.
Oh, we're definitely not gonna get them going high. It's gonna be like, yeah. Actually, no.
Not sure why Jamie slowed down here. I don't know. Do you think she feels that Kelly might have a better ace?
Well, certainly Kelly's range includes a lot of aces here.
It does, true, but I'm just saying, once you decide to, I don't know. I feel like at this point in the hand, with her stack size, it's sort of autopilot for me if I've decided to 3-bet with that ace-5 to $1,100, and she's got 25.50 behind the 1700 she's firing. I'm just going to have to stick it in there.
Oh, you know, you squeeze to 1175 three ways, trying to pick up the money in the middle,
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
I
of a sudden you
understand.
get called, and the pot is, you know, 2,700, and you got effective stacks of 4,200. It's
Oh,
easy
yeah.
to, if you put money in once, you got to put in 4,200,
Yep.
which is not an easy spot to be.
Definitely not easy, but she'll be mad later if she folds. Because one of the kings is dead, so Kelly only has one out, actually.
I feel like you had a really good hand pre.
She did. You're right.
3-bet like a fish.
Oh,
A win for Kelly. The Herb Life's going to bed. It was a pleasure chatting with you too. Someday I'll make it over to Scotland and play some golf. It's on my list. Scotland, Ireland golf trip.
really? That would be awesome. I've been to Scotland, though. I didn't play golf while I was there, but went up to Edinburgh with my wife and one of my sons, Chris. We did like a day trip where we got on a fast train in London and rolled up the coast. It was beautiful.
Yes. That was yet again another example of the power of betting
Yeah.
in poker.
Yeah,
You can't ever win that pot with your two kings if you don't bet.
No, that's true. And then I don't know. Really, I don't know.
You don't know what
It's easy to second guess now. I'm just thinking the check behind with the ace on that flop is a little, just seems a little bit
so much anyway.
Yeah.
at that point. But like I said, it's easy sitting here to say that kind of stuff because we're seeing the whole card.
Yeah.
I think we need it all.
So we have a, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of times, the only way to win the hand is to bet it. Calling is bad.
You do. And I like having options once it comes out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like committed to one thing.
Same.
I think that's a personality thing.
The chat has lots of opinions about how they would
No,
play
I
the
know
hand in
that's
that
one
spot.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if I have like yogurt, I need to put stuff
But
in it,
Yeah.
you know.
that's what makes poker fun. It's a game of incomplete information.
Yep.
And on some spots, you know, you bet some of the time, check some of the time, and
Yeah, and I try to like put
in other
something
spots
in
you
my
always
life
bet, other spots you
till
check.
it's till the last light.
Just
You know what I mean? And it didn't work out on Thanksgiving. I was like, had more meat and bread than I had.
Once
on
you
the
open
side
up
and
your
it
range to
worked.
3-bet with ace-5 there, though, I do think that you have to, be prepared to take the rest of the stack out or put it in there. That's the tough thing, though. These ladies are playing with real money, and it's a lot of real money. Sam opens for 150 with ace-5. Kelly with the ace-4. Jamie calls. Looks like we have four-way action, and almost all the aces are called for. Spoken for. Ace deuce jumps into the lead. Okay.
That's 350.
I'll just stand with you and I'll tell you. Just give me Mercier and this Mercier is a spicy tuna and might get one more thing. And then it's another roll.
Hey.
What you're getting. No, the on top of it. I know it.
Sam makes a C bet here, and Jamie raises it up.
With the gutter.
Two overs and a gut shot.
Yep.
It's a very interesting spot. Cate's going to have a hard time calling. And then all of a sudden, Sam's the favorite because she has ace high. On a draw heavy board.
Get the rising top.
On the flop, Sam's helped out by having the nut flush draw, but
Not anymore.
now Jamie gets her what looks like the I'm a little bit steamed and flatted on the button with 10-8 off and raised the flop and fired the turn through. And
Wins with the fourth best hand.
yes,
The power of betting.
but I do know that all those spots that are really close like that, like it's okay to call on the button with the 10-8. It's fine, you know, but it's definitely a little bit on the looser side. You're far more prone to make those looser plays right after you lose a big pot.
100%, yeah.
I can't breathe.
And then if things go well, you win the hand. And if things go poorly and you lose that pot, sometimes the wheels come off.
That is the
Yeah. Well, we used to play like 8 hours too.
the three-dimensional, fourth dimension of poker.
Oh yeah.
Above the rim. Uh-oh. She is still steaming, it looks like.
At midnight. Oh, we're going to midnight. Okay.
Okay. Then
Maybe she just decided it's time to be a little more aggressive.
I mean, you can take a break anytime you want.
I think at this point, that's probably not a bad call here.
I mean, I took a break.
Might not work out.
Just don't like to like play so long.
When you're at a table that's really friendly like this, it's easy to kind of fall into those patterns where you're just kind of calling and taking flops and hitting, missing, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
So changing your speed of the game, it's changing the speed of your game compared to your opponents. Did somebody just flop quads?
Yes, the young lady who keeps getting big pairs and losing with them has made quads.
It's going to be hard to lose this hand.
Yes. Green Mountain says hi. And there's a lot of love for Viffer in the chat all of a sudden.
Viffer?
Viffer.
Viffer? They
Oh.
must not have met him.
Someone said if one of the women gets stacked and you guys just randomly said Viffer in this game just to see what happens.
That's hysterical.
Yes.
So, here's the toughest spot in poker is flopping quads and trying to make sure that you don't lose your opponent. I busted somebody in the main event quad over quad one time.
Wow.
Yep. I flopped quad sixes and he flopped fours full and turned a 4. I felt bad for him.
Yeah, that's a little rough. Tasha has no reason to think she's not winning here.
Yeah.
Bad things are going to happen.
Yeah. That's a tough spot. Now, if you were going to write this as a poker story to be in a James Bond movie, you would have her smooth call here, her go ahead and smooth call really loosely behind, and then have Natasha river a full house with the 10 and get everybody's money. You've seen Casino Royale, right?
Yes, I have. And the fun little slow roll at the end.
Yeah.
They all take their time.
Aw, there goes the script. So yes, a 3 on the river would chop the pot. I wonder if that would have saved her any money. Let's see. Say both are still pretty deep. 6,100 is what Natasha's got.
Yeah, I think Natasha's going to check this hand behind if Lexy doesn't bet.
Lexy can't not bet a king on the river, though. She has to bet here. Not that it makes that much of a difference. I don't know that she would necessarily think that Natasha's got a king in her hand, but just in case.
It's supposed to be comped, already talked about. Already had approved it. Listen,
Quads.
Ugh.
Nice one.
Lexy went all in, and Natasha folded.
How much was in the pot? I don't know that there's probably. I don't
There was a little
know.
over 9,000 in the pot, or right around 9,000 when she went.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Very unfortunate river card for her.
Yeah, I saw that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, when Natasha gets called on the turn there, she can't like her hand.
I was sure. Yeah.
No, but still.
I thought it was the unspoke too. I was like, oh, quads.
I thought you had an
She did. It was a good hold.
There's a bevy jackpot.
Who gets quads? You get quads? Who gets quads?
Raise 150.
Nobody gets quads. Flop quads. Insane.
Raise for her.
Oh, we got a little action this pot.
Yep.
Things are starting to heat up.
They
a few
are.
hands out here.
We have a raise and then a 3-bet from Kelly. Jamie smooth calls with pocket sixes, and
I saw that crazy look.
Cate
That was the look of somebody who wanted to call.
Cate just
Raise.
threw ace queen in the muck from the button. I don't know. I maybe would have played it.
Hands up.
Maybe, I don't know.
Sometimes
What's
the
her stack
graphics
size
don't
there?
work perfectly right.
Yeah, she's only got.
The RFD cards sometimes give you like the wrong little card pops up or static to the previous card.
I think I'm just using
And the worst hand won.
But you know, you're going to the river.
You gotta love it.
I feel like after we eat, we'll be like rejuvenated and ready to talk again.
Give them some coffee.
I go into like a food coma.
More coffee, less wine.
I don't think you can really hear the players on the stream.
So the graphics are a little
Wait, I
bit
don't think you're
stale. There we go. Cleared them off.
Then that's
Yeah,
all
you
you
did.
use.
That's
Now we're
way
ready for
worse.
Kelly to open the
Like
action.
when I was
I
watching
don't even
streams,
know
there's
talking
like,
is
oh,
fine.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
So
shoot.
getting back to our story from earlier, what's your least favorite?
Hallucinating.
You got, there's
hand
like
that
three
you
in
can
rotation,
recall?
right?
My least
I talked about mine, at least my cash game. I got a different one
It's
for
so much
tournament.
easier if the dealer will just
my least
announce
favorite hand
guys
I
to-
can recall.
to me.
But they can't.
That one's gone.
It's
I
easier.
don't know. I try to block that stuff out, frankly. try not to remember. Maybe when I came at 12th in the main event, I went bust with the king jack against the 2 9s.
Yeah.
I moved all in, and Ryan Reese took a good 3 minutes to call with the 2 9s. He almost threw it away,
Mm.
and then we're 50-50, and I still didn't win.
Yeah.
That one made me pretty sad. Because I felt pretty good about my chances of
Ace high.
getting through,
You river me.
being one of the lucky 9.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I can't. You have to call. They won't let me say no.
Who are the announcers?
Okay, Gold wants to know. Frank Casella and Rep Porter, of course.
1,600 with a 500 bounty, I think. Like
How do they
11,
not just
500? I
recognize our
think.
voice?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play that. Sounds really fun. You playing that? The 500 bounty thing, 16.
Well, it looks like a couple of them left early for
You
dinner.
bagged. Whatever.
I
never
think
mind. I gave her a chance to
that's
brag. She didn't even
Jessica
take it.
standing in the background there. She'll show up in time
No.
to play her hand.
I had a really bad day.
My two swaps.
Sorry.
Ted Clubber Lang, yes,
You're
I
carrying
am
the
Rep
team.
Porter.
The real one.
Yeah,
He
was
is. I
second best
can.
hand like
I
3
can
times.
vouch.
I was like happily getting chips in, and they're just like, no, those are ours now.
We get a little blind versus blind action. $100 pot.
Keep like touching the dunce of it.
Staring at my hand?
Nothing like the blind versus blind to get all the chips in the middle. I bubbled a tournament in Tunica one time against, what is that guy's name from Houston? I can't believe him. John Benetti.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I had pocket queens against, he had pocket kings.
I feel
It was a
Yeah.
$2,000 no limit event. Like, I don't even remember, 2001, 2000. It was a big event at the
Yeah.
time for me, and we were literally on the bubble.
He was still a very good poker player, even when he was older.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
One rabbit.
Very good.
And once you got inside of his hard shell, he was a nice guy.
Yeah,
but
that is two rabbits.
he
Yeah.
was tough
Two
to get to
rabbit
know.
Yeah. They want to know which of us is better at no limit.
I would never make that claim against anybody at no limit.
What are you gonna name him?
I'm just trying to what are you gonna do when you're out of town is the thing.
Jay Carver's good at no limit. Yes, Jason Somerville's a very good poker player.
Something you can kennel
Yeah,
it or
care.com. They have, and you can. They're like
Jason Somerville was
pets
at
things
the
that are
final
about
table where I think I took the beat that bugs me the most in tournament
I hope
poker,
Binks
which
doesn't eat 'em.
was
I
the
know,
summer I
I
won the
feel like-
Player of the Year at the World
Same.
Series. I
I need to
was
supervise.
three-handed
But he doesn't
for the
really
$25,000 six-handed event for my third bracelet.
He was
Yeah.
And got it all in on the turn with two
If
pairs.
Binks is smart, he's gonna
Against
just
Sean
play it cool.
Buchanan,
Like, I
he
love a
shoved with an
rabbit. Rabbit's
open-ended
fine.
straight
You're gonna go
draw,
on a
hit
trip
a
and
deuce
you
on the
deck.
river. That's just how poker goes, though.
He's smart.
Yes, yes. There's good days and bad days.
Sometimes they're funny stories, sometimes they're not. We have two pocket pairs, fours and deuces. Seeing a 10 high flop.
Whoever
His family made
bets
in
is going to win this
Mercier,
pot.
Yep.
And I still think it's Mercier.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Mercier so much.
Forgot this is a straddle pot.
But I gotta be Mercier.
That's not an angle.
no.
It's always interesting when people make
Oh, yeah, the eyes.
bet sizing errors because they forget how big the pot is, like Lexy's talking about there. Sat next to a guy in the tournament yesterday who kept putting in his $5,000 chips instead of $1,000 chips. I mean, he ended with 300,000, so he did fine, but he would like try to make it 1,300 and make it 5,300. He said the
So
colors
we're
to
gonna
him
do
looked
that
like
again.
really, really close together, and he'd look down and he'd think they were, he thought he was throwing in orange chips.
That is frustrating, though. I mean, it's if I've said this before to some of the people that go to the TDA every year. This is the what does TD stand for? Tournament Dealers
Directors Association.
Tournament Directors Association. I was like, that if one thing they could kind of get through there, it'd be for all the tournaments to use the same color chips. That would be helpful.
Karen won my day.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Huh?
That's never going to
Oh,
happen.
it's never going to happen. But I mean, you can't even get the World Series to use all the same color chips. They've got the two different sets that they use.
Yeah. I think it's fine if the chips are different colors. People just
Does that just come from a computer then, or is it like
Or like a.
Yeah, no,
have
it's
to
just
adjust.
yeah, you definitely have to. But for some reason, they do seem like that here. Though. I don't know why it did that to me a couple times yesterday too.
I didn't know if it
Yes.
like, turned into that. You know what I mean? If it's like
If
protruding.
it goes
This
from
like
little to
caused
like.
me.
Yeah.
Nice hit.
We'll give Kelly some props there for
That's right.
check raising that hand and firing the turn, taking it down. That was some good poker.
And then talking a little smack there at the end. You'll find out later.
First hand.
When Lexi asked her what she had, you'll find out later.
Like, why are you telling
I didn't know if I was supposed to say
Yeah, no, remind us because we're
I know, I
like,
told them, I said, just let me know.
So it looks like we got the straddle going again, 25, 50, 100.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Hall has rejoined the table, so we got 7 of us.
Mm-hmm. Pocket sixes.
Chino, lots of side stories. Chino is very entertaining. I think.
We're not telling enough stories.
Well, no, I just find Chino entertaining.
He is entertaining. He is easy to like. It's always fun to play with Chino.
Yeah.
Queen Jack against pocket sixes on a 7-7 deuce board.
250. Nice. We're starting. Oh yeah, I forgot to do shout out. You did shout out to Goose today. It's her birthday. Red? Ite's daughter.
dude, she's awesome.
Hi, Goose. Happy
I watch
birthday.
the Snapchats all the time.
It's double if it comes off.
Goosey.
A lot of birthdays today.
Of course it is.
Of course it's double.
Escalade.
Yeah, that's why ET couldn't be here. That's why she couldn't be here.
Announcers, what's your worst DGen story?
Do that, Mom.
Oh, I've never done anything bad in my whole life. Frank might have had a couple DGen stories from when he was younger, but I'm in denial about all bad things. Focus on the good.
D-Gen, like gambling stories?
I assume gambling. I'm certainly not going to tell him about that 4-night bender with the cocaine and hookers. I mean, that one's in the vault.
Again?
It's never coming out.
Are we ready, red and black?
I didn't mean to do that.
That's what they're doing.
I really didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I was never a. I don't have tons. I think like in just general gambling.
Hit and run.
Wow.
I don't know.
Team.
Oh.
Standard going to Vegas stuff. Just playing blackjack and when you play pit games and stuff like that.
Ah.
But I never, I had my first kid when I was 19, so I didn't leave myself a lot of adult time to get into D-Gen situations.
Yes. Perry 14 says hi. Give him a little shout out.
That's me. Thanks for the shout out. Here we go.
Frank sounds like Phil Hellmouth.
I get that one too. Isaac and Phil. I don't know why. So if anybody out there wants to have somebody who sounds like Phil and they need a Phil Hellmuth impersonator,
That could be you.
they could pay me.
So all you
for
gotta do
that.
is learn how to throw chairs in the background so everyone can hear the noise as well.
Throw chairs.
Such a slow roll.
Yes.
Are they doing it? Yeah, Tony's going down there and having them call.
The ladies want their food, by golly.
Any fist fights ever break out in Bobby's room? You ever see any fights in there?
In Bobby's room, no. I
Sean
don't
Chacon
think
got in a fight with Viffer at the Commerce one day.
You did?
Sean Shiki. Sean
Oh,
Chacon.
yeah. Shiki and Viffer, yeah, they frequently.
Speaking of Viffer.
Yeah, they frequently kind of go at each other.
Yeah.
Sean, Shiki gets in fights probably more than just about anybody in poker. I don't know why. Here we have aces. I don't know if we've seen aces a lot, have we?
There have been a few.
Have they?
Oh, there could be some bad turn cards here.
Yep, there could. She luckily flopped top set.
I like her chances in this hand.
Yeah, Kelly hasn't given up on a lot of hands, so we don't expect her here. So that's not going to help her get away from the hand. But let's see. Yep, that's a good check behind there, I think.
Yeah. Might get a little call in the end now.
And a little bit of value might get paid off. 2,200, let's say. That's my guess. 2,200.
Oh, she's not going to bet that much.
She
Oh,
went
she bet them
all
all.
in. Okay, well, if she gets paid off here, she's way better.
Well,
I wish you understood the irony of this.
You wish what?
You'll see the irony of this hand and well, if I call.
Well, either way, she'll see it.
This commentary duo is the nuts. We're doing good.
oh, it's good that somebody likes us.
Viffer is a pool guy. I don't know if they meant to type cool guy or if they meant pool guy.
I think they mean like 9-ball pool.
I remember one day when I think it was Bobby Baldwin saved Viffer's
I
life
knew it was 9-10, except
because speaking of D-Gen prop bets, I don't even know if it was a prop bet as much as just a dare, but Blitz had dared Viffer to go out on a boat in the middle of Lake Mead and swim to the shore was the challenge, and and Viffer was on his way out the door to do it.
Me. I'm the last straddler.
And I think it was Bobby Baldwin that said, "No, you're not going to do that. You'll just die." So,
Wow.
yeah, that was a funny day. No, he meant pull. So yeah, he did mean that. He did mean Viffer was a pool guy.
I did. Yeah, I think he meant pool. I thought he meant like billiards pool, like he made his money hustling billiards.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant
What's-
like somebody who cleans a pool.
No.
That's a funnier story.
We got 67 Declan here, or Declan, whichever way you pronounce this. Joining us in the stream. We never found out whether that was Benny Glazer or.
Oh, I forgot
Connor.
about that. Well, I left you in charge of that, so sometimes I delegate, and the people I delegate to let me down.
Apparently, I dropped the ball.
So on this hand, I don't know if they're still straddling. Yep, looks like they are. 25, 50, 100. Lexy has the ace-4 of hearts, and she's going to open it up on the button and get
Just win
an easy
$175 and move in.
just like that.
Dust.
That
I hope we're
is-
not Dust.
That is Jason's wife.
Yes.
Somebody's asking if that's Jason's wife, or does she still, or does have his name?
Cucumber avocado roll.
Me.
Sounds good.
Isabella
good.
Mercier has the same name. I don't know if you remember her.
I do remember her.
I haven't seen her around lately.
I don't know. The last time I saw her, a few years.
I think they called her No Mercy, Mercier.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
It might have been her online name.
Could have been.
Yeah.
For those of you that
Not
never heard of the internet.
Connor. So, we're down to Marco and Benny Glazer.
So you're still grinding away at that problem.
We
I'm
narrowed
glad
it
we're going to
down.
get a solution to that.
Not Russian, not Bryce, not Connor, not.
There's only 8 people. Shit.
We're down to 2.
Oh, okay. What are the 2 that are left?
Benny-
Danzer's one of them, right?
No, Danzer had his own team.
Oh, shit.
The hero pointed out that he had his own team. So it's either Marco or Benny Glazer.
Well, then, I don't know. I took the under on Marco, so I'm going to stick with my answer.
You're going to go with Benny?
I'm going to.
I don't think Benny was here yet when they did the draft, was he? Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, I would have the bump.
I see them. They're here.
Do you want my jacket?
I feel like we're going to get a cooler here shortly.
You think?
I was
Beauty is pain. Right?
Coolers
Earlier
make
I
better
was really
TV.
concentrating on
It
Something
is. And, the thing
the
is,
line helped.
when you are only
You know what
watching
else
and
helps a lot?
commenting
You, like,
on,
bluff in a
a
huge
couple
pot, you
of
get really
hours of
angry.
TV like they do on
That also works.
WPT or whatever,
Okay, next time against you,
Yeah.
I'll try it out.
probably, easier to
Women just
find a
watch you
couple
for
coolers to
yourself.
stick into a couple hours for those people that have been following along for however long we are. We haven't only had one really good cooler. We're definitely due for another one.
Yeah. Yes.
Like that would have been a perfect hand for a 7-5 flop.
Yes.
We're just sick. Sick bastards.
Where's D Moon Girl?
What?
Someone's asking where D Moon Girl is.
I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Danielle?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't
I think
haven't
she's in
seen her
Vegas,
here,
if
have
that's
you?
where she lives.
Yeah, I haven't seen her here. So
Oh, I haven't been playing our game.
Oh, Jimmy, people like blood.
I have a better game.
When you're watching poker, you watch it for the blood.
that's exactly. It's like when you watch NASCAR, right? I mean,
Yeah, you're looking
who
for
wants
the
to
wreck.
watch for NASCAR and not see a wreck. I've only gone to one race. It was out in Las Vegas. Did the whole thing. They didn't have one single yellow flag. I don't even know how often that happens. I felt like that had to be almost something that never happens. But they did a whole however many miles, 400-mile race, and nobody wrecked.
Wow. The 6-5 just beat the 10-8 with the open and the raise.
And there were 2 other people that were playing this game with me, but
Blind versus blind.
We're still playing with a straddle.
chose a card like queen of clubs or whatever. But you have to.
I think there are people who actually enjoy hockey, so I won't say that you only go to hockey games for the fights. But I knew my fair share of people who used to say that about hockey.
Oh, yeah, for
Maybe a
sure.
lot, just not
I
as
went to a hockey game and a fight broke out. I played hockey when I was a kid.
I mean, that was good.
I lived in Chicago till I was 12, and hockey was just one of the things we did in Chicago.
Yes. I lived in the part of the country where
Here's a
that-
cooler hand
That didn't
setting
happen.
itself up.
Oh, you think we're going to come spade, spade, spade?
I think so. Or at least 2 spades.
From both.
I mean, because that's what we predicted, right?
Yeah.
But you never see your card.
We psychically predicted well, that might not do it. There's 1 spade, though. You never know.
I guess
What are you guys doing over here?
We're playing black and red.
Oh, okay.
I always take black. I don't know, I feel like it's not looking your color.
You hate black?
I always take it.
Oh, take it.
Oh, I've never done it before. Nothing wrong with that.
The birthday boy, Matt Glantz, has walked into the room. Matt, did you know that someone said Goose's birthday's today? I didn't know you guys shared.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew it was Melissa Burr's birthday as well.
How old are you?
35,
45.
35 to 45 minutes.
Yeah. Which is actually
Happy
really close.
birthday.
That'd be like
Matt's younger than both of us.
Yeah.
Especially with that.
I am 48.
Well, that's what they're like, it's gonna take a while.
Natasha is going to raise with ace-8 of diamonds, 2 black kings.
You get here.
Lexy again. She's the one with all the big pairs, it seems like today. Most of them, anyway.
She's had a few, for sure. For sure, for sure.
She's like, yeah. I know my two cards
You
are.
just
We're
tell me
definitely
when
on.
we're not on.
I'm always on unless you don't want to. But we gotta remember, like, we gotta remember. Oh yeah, I just forgot.
But you gotta remember.
But you gotta remember. We gotta really gotta remember. Yeah. Everyone, remember.
So we had a check bet fold. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
She has a feeling about this next one.
2 kings beat the ace-8.
Yeah, she could have floated on that flop. 5-5-7, but
You're out of position. It's a tough spot to be.
yeah, she
And
just decided to surrender. That's what I mean. They're playing real friendly.
on the later, well, I don't know about friendly, but on the later streets, it's been really hard to get value out of Lexi. She's done
They need to
really
put the gloves
played
on,
really
duke
good
it out
on the
a
later
little.
streets today.
Yeah.
That a bunch of old ladies paint the chips. That's what.
The ace-5 fold. Which hand was that, Matt? Oh, the 2 kings against ace-5. I thought that was an interesting pot. I think it's really, really easy for Kelly to have a big ace there.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
like when Kelly leads there, Jamie's.
Middle, like, is it? Looks like it's
yeah, that was the thing. That's
Well, yeah, there's what's like
So
2,500 in the
whatever
middle, and you got 4,200 each. So you're not even getting 3
Matt
to 2.
Glantz
We're right
came
at
in,
3
and
to
we're
2.
having a side debate about the ace-5 pocket king's hand.
That inherently is the problem with 3-bet squeezing with ace-5 is
Yeah.
when you get called, you have no idea where you're at.
That is true.
And given the way that that pot's stacked up size-wise, you couldn't even make a c-bet and see if you get raised and get away from it. If you
Nope.
c-bet and you got raised, you had to put them in.
Yep.
You just get yourself in a really bad spot.
Yep.
If the stacks are a lot deeper, that squeeze is a lot more effective because then when you can c-bet and not have to lose the effective stack every time the other person has an ace.
Bada bing, bada boom. Sam will take it down with pocket 7s. How are you doing in the tournament today? Good. Matt Glantz has 85,000 in today's tournament.
Bazam says Kate's face says she is thinking about Trump between every hand she's not in.
You're not allowed to talk about politics.
Well, that was too good. I had to,
Oh,
I had to give a little shout out for that one. That was strong.
No, I'm kind of thinking.
Hey, what do you want to do before day
When
2
someone says
tomorrow?
something funny, you just got to give them credit.
I promise you.
So Cate raises
Hey, let's
with
talk 100
ace
and
4
they
You can totally get me.
spades.
You can totally get me. Because I'll be like, wow, I didn't even see you there. All right, here's
Sam
the money.
calls with queen
You
jack.
accidentally needled me.
But no, because I saw Kate.
See, here's where it's friendly to me. If I'm in her position with the queen jack,
And I didn't wanna say
I'm going to
anything.
go ahead and 3-bet if I'm going to play it. Maybe that's just my style.
I knew how you were feeling.
You know, I think Sam feels really comfortable playing post-flop against in a lot of these hands.
Right.
And so she can just take the flop down, see what happens, and try to get value after.
Yeah.
And I think she's played her hands well after the flop.
Oh, yeah, I'm not criticizing. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about the friendliness of the
But
game. I
the-
didn't mean that
yeah,
in any
the
like,
lack of-
critical
the
way.
lack
I just
of-
mean that in a cash game like this, when I sense the level of
The overall aggression level, and less
the
three-betting
overall
than
aggression
your-
level being as low as it seems to be right now, that's where I would turn it up with hands like that.
Right. This
It
is-
would
this
have really
been
got
a-
her in trouble here, though. You noticed that
Well,
it would have been
big-
top set
it
against
would've
an
been a
open-ended
big
straight
pot.
round. Yeah.
I don't know about got in trouble, but big pot.
Yeah, this is one of those where I'd like to see the old rabbit hunt hand. Where's the rabbit hunt cam when you need it?
We have Ed Peoples asking if there will be another stream tomorrow, and the answer to that question is yes. They will be streaming a feature table from the Rock and Roll Poker Open tournament starting at 2:45 Eastern, and I'm sure it'll have lots of cool kids on it, people who are entertaining to watch. I think they get to hand pick their feature table. Either that, or it'll be the only table that has more than one Hard Rock Pro. If there's two Hard Rock Pros, they might be up there representing. It's a fair point.
That's the way to do it.
It's all the same suit.
Is this the episode where Cate Hall stacks off to Todd Brunson? I don't think so. It'd be weird to see Todd show up at this event.
Do you think he'd wear a muumuu or a skirt?
I don't know. I'll ask.
That happened in Choctaw?
Yeah, you did.
Todd didn't tell me about that. So it looks like they are currently back down to the 2550 level.
The round of straddles appears to be over.
Yep.
Just waiting.
Oh, still? Let me just hear. She
I
might.
didn't clear them.
Oh, yeah. She's like, yeah, she's over there.
Smart, yeah, when you set 1,000 points.
These aren't too close.
Todd and a tutu. I didn't say tutu, I said muumuu. Mr. Glance, the people, the lovely people in the chat are saying happy birthday, Jimmy Bluffett.
Jimmy Bluffett.
The look in your eyes.
Frank's going to stay away for a minute. Apparently he had too much coffee.
There's
So.
lots of different kinds of dumb things you can do, you know?
Who, me?
Oh, I've
Or
done them all.
didn't you say you were going to walk away for a second?
Cassie.
Oh, he's going to stay.
This is a decent play around button.
It's getting really cold in here all of a sudden.
I also noticed that he quits playing me whenever I get swings, which I haven't had in at least. But he'll quit
Yeah,
at like,
yeah, it's like ice
like
cold.
100
Rep is still rooting hard for the cooler.
at 800.
Everyone likes blood, Frank. I keep telling you. They come for the pain.
But he quits whenever it gets like
That's why we need those loose 3 bets.
And I
Come
will,
on,
I will
Sam.
tell you something else. If
Fire it
there's-
up.
Blood leads to more blood. Once someone gets stuck or a
That's
couple
the
people get
thing.
stuck,
We need somebody to open their nose.
I know. Kelly's stuck and she's playing good. It's not fair. The stuck person's supposed to play loose and fast and entertain us.
Yep. She's jacking up our whole game plan. So here we have second pair. Yes, sir. So, yeah, so half the table were at the wedding last week. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. That's where you get the friendliness.
See, those are definitely pain.
They don't want to inflict real pain on a newlywed.
Well, I think they all know Jason won 100,000 yesterday, so I don't think they will feel bad if Natasha lost 4,000 today.
They figure she can afford it.
Just guessing.
Just don't think something. No, not hand painted.
No, they are hand painted.
They are.
KT Mike says he's bored.
Aw.
Mike, ask us some questions. We'll tell you fun stories. I like the ask questions and we tell stories too. It's fun.
Yeah.
We could talk about college football.
Rep and I both
know,
I
like,
like to
combine
just
them
run
all
our mouth
hard,
randomly
like,
for no
those are
reason,
really
so feel
intricate,
free.
like,
Yeah.
Especially face
I like seeing Jim Harbaugh in lots and lots of pain.
especially face card. I agree. It's like a
The
whole
guy that
day.
used to be a quarterback?
The guy who's Michigan's coach. Ohio State beat him today. Urban Meyer beat him. But he was Stanford's coach, which the University of Washington.
But he was a
big
Bears
rival.
quarterback like 88 years ago, right?
Yeah. He quarterbacked at Michigan, quarterbacked in the NFL. He also was the head coach at Stanford, University of Washington grad, my alma mater, so he was my rival there. Went to San Francisco. I'm a Seahawks fan. He was my rival there. So I just have this long-term root for him to have pain thing going on.
9 of spades maybe will give us a little pain here. Oh, and we missed it.
Hey, Dennis Miller, they want the weekend update on Castrodyne. The weekend update is he's dead. His brother confirmed it. It's over.
Did the brother confirm it?
Yeah. Raul posted
Raul.
in the Cuban media yesterday.
Yeah, it was kind of surreal, you know, in the middle of the night last night when I woke up and seen the news. And, I mean, there were people in the middle of the streets in Miami celebrating and just thinking, I'm in Miami. I mean, you and I both are West
Yeah,
Coast
it's
guys,
gotta
so
be
even
like
being here was
way different here, a lot closer. I mean, it's like 60 miles from here, 80
Right.
miles from here, right? So it's
Yeah.
a lot different.
living in
environment here
Washington or
from-
living in Nevada.
I'm about as far away as you can get in the continental U.S. in Washington,
So I should
Seattle.
probably quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything
Physically
I did
and
there was so bad, and
culturally.
I'd put chips in
And
and they'd
KT
be like,
Mike,
"You're
I
a good
think he
spot,
got
shut
there.
down,
It was
it's
awfully
fine."
close, but I thought
Yeah,
the ball
it's
got
so
to the
bad.
line. It was close. I give you that.
Yeah.
Funniest poker moment with Blitz. Well, that's going to have to be you. Well, I'll tell you my.
remember you
I've
asked
only
us
played with
that.
Blazarian one time, and it went kind of like this. We were sitting at the Bellagio playing a 25-50 no limit game, and there's a seat open, and Dan walks through the poker room, and he sits down at the table and says he's going to take this seat, and he drops a $100,000 chip on the table while we're playing 25-50 and says, "Deal me in." We proceed to
Yeah, don't get
play
banned from your run good spot.
like around the table once, and he gets to his blind again, and he has numbers with 4 people. He owes 4 people money, not a big amount, like he's down $800
Right,
or something,
yeah.
Expect to
and he
play
won't
better,
change his
more
chip.
aggressively.
People are getting frustrated, and he just won't change his chip. And then in his next big blind, he wins like $1,100, pays off his debts, stands up and walks away with a $300 winner.
Hits and runs the game
I did feel like I played it.
for his dinner money.
It was crazy. I mean, like, talk about trying to big time people. Yes, I have money on the table, but no, I'm not going to pay you when I lose this hand.
Well, that story I told earlier was the funniest one. And what was also an interesting thing about that story, like I was saying earlier, when he had that rack of $10 million worth of chips, it's just, I know the Nevada law has something to do with the casino having to keep as much cash in the cage as they have in chips that are out. Or not
Cage
in
or
the
safe.
cage, but like on the premises.
On the
or
property. I think they can keep it in the, like,
And you
safe
just have
that's
to
way
assume
underground.
that they don't want somebody wandering around with $10 million in chips. I mean, you know, they don't mind if you're going to be out there playing with them, but I assume he keeps them or kept them locked up.
Yeah, or he just has it on account and asks for the chips when he shows up.
Yeah, could be. I don't even know. It was just. I know he was carting them around. I think that was also the first, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first summer that we did the $1 million one-drop buy-in. So that was probably why he had that many of those big chips out, because there were people that came in from Asia and New York business people came in and were playing a really big cash game. Something like, I think it was 4,000, 8,000 blind.
Yikes.
Yeah. 4,000, 8,000 no limit with $1 million buy-in.
Got his little pot going on here.
Yep. That might slow it down.
Top pair against the open ender on the 4 flush board.
Yep. Sam has been playing well after the flop, like you said. So interesting.
That's
to
a
see
tough
what she
spot
does.
to make a call. You could
She
stick a little
can't,
raise
right?
in.
Maybe a little raise. I agree with you there.
But it's
Call
a
it
tough
and
spot
see
to
what
make a
they do.
call. It's almost like I had a little signal from her that was going to happen.
Yeah, right?
I did tell Jessica when I saw her yesterday, I'm like, we got to work out some kind of sign so I know whether you're going to call or fold.
So that you look like you
Yeah,
really,
so it
that's a
looks
good
like
idea.
I just know what's going on.
Damn, I should have done that. You're always out thinking me.
Sometimes I do my homework. You know?
Nice hand, nice hand. She did not bluff. That was the best hand.
Like you're bluffing, I have nothing.
What did you say?
So I feel like you're bluffing, but I have nothing.
That is the interesting thing.
What's that?
Jessica says, I feel like you're bluffing, but I had nothing. I mean, how many times, you have to wonder, how many times you think you bluff a pot, and the reality was you had the best hand anyway.
Right.
So you would have won. In a case like this, where you're facing a bet, you wouldn't have won, so you have to actually pull the trigger on the bluff to win the pot. But sometimes you get to the river and you have position, you all right, I'm going to turn this hand into a bluff because I don't think I'm winning, and you would have won anyway. So like you feel like your bluff worked,
Yeah.
you feel smart, But you got the same result you
And
would have
that's
if
what
you
I'm talking
checked.
about earlier, as far as the the 4-dimension, the above the rim stuff that makes poker such a cool game.
Yeah. Mr. Mask TV says he loves you, Frank.
He did what?
He says he loves you, Mr.
Oh, that's
Mask
good.
TV.
It's good to be loved.
Yeah.
So what do we got happening here? Ace 9 raises to 150. Jessica calls.
Yeah.
Flops an open-ended straight
Pairing an
draw.
open-ender against the ace high.
Pair.
Goes check on the flop. Kate's going to put some chips in. Jessica's going to call. We'll see what happens on the end. 2 1/4, I think. That's my
You
call.
think?
Yeah. Ooh. 400. the
She
big
tried
bet.
to even talk herself out of betting there.
Hmm.
Whoa, and she wins.
Wow.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Seat open.
We're only for the baby though.
Who's looking for a seat?
Oh, there's a little dog over there. I see.
Another dog?
That does look. Oh, it's a baby, not a dog. Look like might be marshmallow. You see the little white above there, above the hall on the top
You
right
and
there.
your marshmallow.
Like this and
I should put it in my lap and like act like I think I'm making a wreck with that.
Yeah, but I did know that that wasn't marshmallow that came on the screen.
You did. I'll give you that.
It's a baby.
You won that bet.
Ah,
It's like no one's.
yes, yes, yes.
It is okay to wear white pants after Labor Day. We did check on that earlier.
It's okay to wear whatever you want, whenever you want.
You don't know that fashion rule?
Oh,
You're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
I'm from
or-
Seattle, not
Oh,
New
are
York.
ya?
We
That's
we wear jeans and flannel and t-shirts.
There is
all-
no accounting for the way you folks in Seattle dress,
Every
that's
day.
for sure.
Yeah, 'cause
The funniest thing I thought I noticed about the way people in Seattle dress was you can't tell a billionaire from a homeless guy in Seattle.
Maybe.
They all look pretty
Just
comfortable.
try not to smell them.
No sniffing allowed. I think she just flopped the nuts,
The break's gonna be at 8.
right?
I think.
The nuts against nothing.
The nuts against nothing is a problem.
Over
Damn.
before the chips hit the felt.
Yep, that's frustrating. I hate flopping the nuts against nothing.
Baby's really cute.
My wife corrected me to say it's white shoes.
Oh,
You're
white
not supposed
shoes.
to wear white shoes after Labor.
Ah, yes,
Labor
because
Day, so.
you're being called out in the chat by the hero. He said, "What fashion authority did
I
you check
didn't.
with?"
I
And
didn't.
apparently, the answer to that question is Piper.
Yeah, Piper.
Piper is the fashion expert. He just asked his wife.
She is now.
That's
I didn't
what-
ask her. She just piped up.
She
Piped
just
up. Piper
she
piped
just
up.
volunteered. Rep, what years were you at UW?
All
right, well,
Jen for that
I
too,
graduated
'cause
from high
she's
school
new.
in
Jen Shahadi's like our friend. She's doing, like, a
1989.
month and a half.
So I
I'm like,
started
she'll
at
still
UW
be
in the
cool.
fall of '89.
Like, I'll be
And
an
then
aunt, I'll hang
there were
out.
about 3/4 I was
Yeah,
not
it's the same
enrolled
thing,
in school
like,
over the
Daniel
next
Einstein, yep.
9 years.
Yep.
My
Nine?
last,
None of us had
my last
Go ahead.
quarter, fall quarter in 1998,
You
my
had to
10th
sleep in
fall
the hotel
quarter,
room.
I graduated.
They're watching the stream.
Wow. So by that
Yeah.
point, you were a semi-professional student.
Well, I was a semi-professional poker player and semi-professional student. I spent far too many days playing anywhere from 10-20 to 30-60 limit hold'em, and
Just, like, has so many interests and, like,
I was
January,
earning
like January
more
1st
money
-ish.
than I would as an entry-level electrical engineer.
Right.
And then the next one was chemistry, and then
Where were
chemical
you playing
engineering,
30-60
and
limit?
then
Yep.
math.
She's still
The
like
Bay
deadlifting
101.
and stuff.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I used to go to the
She
barrage
posted
sometimes
after,
to
we
play
were just
40-80
yeah,
there
she's, like,
too.
the better shape
But
you're
more
in,
often
you
I
know,
went to
will
the
be-
Bay when I
She's
traveled.
in really good shape.
We used to play a lot of
You can
10-20 in
still see, like,
Seattle.
her quad muscles and stuff, even
Is
though
that
she's got, like,
Porter that is
she's definitely-
commentating from
Like, you
Deep?
see the baby,
Lutz-
but like the rest of her is just ripped. I'm like,
think.
you're in better shape than
I
me.
don't really
and
know how to
you're
pronounce
Deep
all those
Lutz?
WTF.
FML.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. But yes, this is Rep Porter commentating.
Like January 1st.
And yeah, so I graduated. I was there from '89 to '98, basically.
Who's Lyman?
When did the straddle start? Just now?
Who's Lyman?
I really need to start
Frank sounds like a mix of Lyman and Ike. We've got the Ike reference again. I don't know who Lyman is.
I know,
Wow,
me
you
too,
are
I
dead.
did.
Pocket tens is what Sam's got
You guys
this
have like the
time.
memory of a goldfish. You go like 6 hands go by, they're like, oh, was it on those 6? You owe me 600.
And Kelly,
was paying
I don't know
attention,
what's
like,
happened to the
definitely
graphics.
Yes.
I thought Sam opened here with tens. I could be wrong. It looks like her tens went away. No, she still has her 10. Okay.
She just straddled you. Know.
Raise.
Oh, so she didn't open. I got you. She had straddled. So she had straddled 100.
Jamie.
And Kelly raised.
Kelly opened with it.
I assume Natasha. Maybe you'll go. Let's see here. Assuming she'll go.
Good luck, Sam.
Abe
Yep.
Lyman. I don't know who that is. Abe Lyman.
That's it.
I'm not even looking at it.
What was it? Just stare at face.
Did I lose 100? It's on the board.
Are you black or red?
Yes, you did.
Act first.
Did I play much at the Hustler Hollywood Park in the 90s? No, I never made it to either venue in the 90s. I still don't think I've ever played poker at either one of those casinos.
I've not.
And I also got the rep. I met you at Run It Up Reno.
Did we? I think we just had a $50 bet and a call there on the flop, by the way. It was a $50 bet into a bigger pot.
Checking with chips.
It's gonna be one of those Natasha Rivers.
And free on the river.
10.
That is some friendly poker playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go with it.
Huh? Oh. Is it 50?
Whatever, you can take whatever. On the straddle.
I think she was contemplating a fold on the flop.
She gave you 50. You're like, she gave you 50 dealers. Don't
No, I
hurt
have
yourself.
no idea.
Don't give it back to me.
But
She's rich
apparently
now.
that guy thinks you've been drinking wine all day.
I'm still trying to
Why
get
would he
my
ever
stuff
get
for
that idea?
yesterday.
What was yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
Playing this 7.
Oh, the tournament. Oh, yeah, great. Remind me that I'm stuck.
Sold them.
Dang it.
Only card roll.
Only one bullet?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
2 bullets?
Straddle.
One's like free.
Yeah, but
Are you only in for one?
Straddle is back in play.
Kelly.
Like making
Raise.
back your
Pocket kings. That's much better than sixes.
Yes, it is. And we're going to get a little call here, I think.
Why not?
Yeah, we have a
Straight against a set. Oh, nope, not quite.
We even got the chat where we're rooting for the cooler.
I know. See, they're rooting for coolers. You gotta have some coolers.
Red. Send.
only during tournament.
I need one more.
The next stream tomorrow at 2:45 Eastern time.
you're not.
Somebody asked him there.
Yeah.
There's been so many black balls.
Ewok Cuddles.
Ewok cuddle.
He's even got an emoji for a cooler. I like that.
Ewok cuddles.
Sam has all the chips now, winning $7,000 after getting stuck early.
Minkin's down 12. Ouch.
Yes, yes, she's run into a couple bad spots,
Yeah.
and Natasha's been sliding.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
She's gonna get no sympathy.
It'll be interesting to see
I mean,
how
I'm
the game
looking
changes
forward
after
to it.
dinner, I think.
I assume tomorrow. I'll have something
Yeah?
to do. Not by the pool.
How was it with your family?
They'll
It was
go
good.
get a little bit more wine in them, a little
To
food.
Everglades. That was fun.
Maybe come back fired up.
No, 4 alligators. In the Everglades tour. Have you done that?
Oh yeah,
Your airboats?
I haven't done it. I've always wanted to.
I've always wanted to
Done
do
what?
it too.
The airboats.
The airboats. It's in the swamp, and they
You know, you
take
do the
you-
airboats through the Everglades.
Oh, the Everglades? Oh, yeah.
Guessing that's a shade.
That's all I was like.
I didn't
Throw
know.
shade on each other or something.
And thanks.
It could be
I learned that word recently.
Did
Yeah,
you?
it's cool there.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah. Now
Like
is a great
to-
time to do that.
yeah.
kind of subtly diss someone, throw shade,
Oh.
cast shade on them, or
And the alligators.
I don't really quite understand.
Yeah, you and I are too old for that.
Yeah.
And we all had it set up, and we go to the place, and they're like, "Oh, your boat broke down on the way here," and I was like, "That's such bad luck." And I'm like, "Oh my
Hopefully-
god, that's good luck." Imagine being in the middle, like, "Hey, there's alligators."
The hero wants to know if we're here all night.
That is, yeah.
Being asked, are you going to be here all night?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, until the end.
Thing that sucks, though.
Seems
Wait,
likely.
in Nora,
Yeah,
what
why
would-
not?
What would you
We're
say
having a
is
good
Alligator.
time.
Unless there's an
Hours,
earthquake
yeah.
or a fire drill or
We could have a tidal wave or tsunami.
ocean?
We are in Miami. I think we're about 2 feet above
That's
sea
like,
level.
remember Katrina that
Wait,
hit
was
there
that
super hard?
during, the London stuff?
We
no,
might not
for
even
a
be that high
circuit.
above sea
I
level.
didn't go
I missed the
through.
run good one there. Yeah.
We are right on the ocean at the beautiful Seminole Hard Rock.
I saw there's a
Hollywood,
WSOP
Florida.
circuit at Tulsa Hard Rock now.
That place is fun. I thought
love
it was
it.
going to be boring. I'm like, oh,
7, 8
no,
of
no,
diamonds.
never.
Who's not playing that?
Had so much fun there.
Bing. 300
It
a
could be
call.
too,
Sam
like, the
quickly
people that
comes
we
in
know that.
behind her. King,
It has
queen.
to be. It's always just a big.
Yeah.
Kelly will play,
Everyone
I'm
wants to go
assuming,
out.
with 7, 10 of clubs.
Even the cash games are fun. Everyone is just drinking. Like, nobody's
Was
like
that the look?
grinding.
Faded it.
Missed it.
That was the almost made it 1400 look.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the,
Next time we'll go
like,
have these. Just let me know.
So, where are we at on this flop?
400.
well, the hero says he was there for the draft.
There's
We
actually
gave up
not
on that
oranges.
already. But that gives it away for sure. Marco wasn't
I
there.
just started.
Marco wasn't there, so it's Benny.
Pick it
Start
out.
taking
He
it
never.
every time you win. That's
He doesn't
Frank
have
was
a
at the
dress up
draft, I
look.
wasn't, so Frank should have known this.
We were
Marco
like,
was
"Just
not
for
there.
you once." Like, she looks great today. Can you just put on some new
Maybe he was. No, he wouldn't. No way.
Dude, is this subtle shade? Samantha Labernathy?
I don't know.
Lampernathy?
Is that what that means? I still don't understand the word shade.
I think this is a
If anybody in the feed can explain the word shade to us, we're not sure what it means.
We can play that.
I mean, I think we understand what a shade on a lamp is
300.
in reference to here. I hope it's not too
I really do want to see you tomorrow.
NSFW.
I'm not trying to bag or anything.
That means not safe for work.
I knew what that
No.
meant. I mean, it took me a while to figure it out.
I said it real slow.
I clicked on the first video someone sent me that had that next to it. I'm like, oh.
Shit. All right, so what do we got here? We got the queen hitting top pair against 2 pocket pairs.
Yes.
450.
There's Will. Will the Thrill in the front row. Shout out for him.
They are on dinner break in the main event in there, so they probably
So-
have a big audience right this minute.
Yeah. Full room, cheering sections and banners and T-shirts, hats.
Yeah.
Make poker great again.
They can do the wave.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, 230.
We really got to work that out next time. Middle of a poker crowd.
Yes. We got Norman Chad in the chat here.
That is not really Norman.
Oh, come on. He says, hey, guys, it's me, Norman Chad. Why would he lie to us? He's got to be telling us the truth.
That is true. That would be a weird thing to claim, wouldn't it? I mean, you'd claim to be Lon if you had to claim to be one or the other, right?
I think I'd rather be Norm. I think Norm has more fun.
That's true. But Norm always gives me shit
Here you
on
go.
TV, so I have no
Shade is disguised disrespect.
Gotcha.
A very articulate answer from Project 127.
Thank you, Project 127. We appreciate that. Right after my wife texted me the Urban Dictionary definition of shade. Thank you, Piper. Just in case I didn't know.
Do you worry that
Yeah,
she's
we
just
did-
trying
was
to keep
tied
tabs
there.
on you?
I don't think so. No, we were just tied. I think she's actually in the office cutting checks or dealing with invoices or something.
And she finds you talking about poker entertaining?
I don't think so. I just think she's bored. I think she's just bored and working.
Hey, Jimmy Bluffett says he's Frank Casella. Why would he
is
lie
not.
about that?
Exactly. Definitely not.
I think
worth
he's
lying
Joey
about.
Crockett, actually.
Where are we at? We're on the turn.
We're on the
Somebody
turn.
bet $1,500.
It checked.
Where'd the king queen go?
The king queen went in the muck.
I hate it when the best handful. Why did the king queen go in the muck? What did we miss?
I don't know, but I'm guessing Cate looks like she's going to kill somebody, so I think she folded.
I don't even understand that.
Why the
I
king
would
queen
love
would
to.
fold there?
This is one of those moments where you really hate that you don't have your DVR going.
To rewind and watch
Because I
how
would
it
really
happened.
like to see what the hell just happened. If we'd pay a little bit more attention, this wouldn't have happened.
It's interesting.
Somehow King Queen ended up getting folded.
So, but
But
Jess.
go ahead.
Kelly bet the button and Jessica check raised all in and won the pot. Did you see that?
No, I mean the whole thing threw me off. I don't know where I went wrong. I didn't.
That was a really strong
That
play
was
by
so
Jessica. I mean, really strong.
I was thought about like why is this a joke as we talked about earlier? Like you see the hands
I
later
don't know
on,
what
and
was
I
going
like,
on.
Then they're not gonna like.
Really strong play.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say on that
Well,
one.
that's the thing.
Let's
like,
just move into the next hand.
Raise 150.
As poker sometimes has to do. Somebody's got fives again. Is that Jessica? Jessica had fives?
Jessica had eights last
Oh,
time.
okay.
So she check raised bluffed with the best hand
Oh, I love it.
last
makes
time
it way
with
better.
the eights against the fives. But
See, now that was furthering my confusion. She had the fives.
yeah,
If you can add it on.
They're both at the same time.
That's why I thought that hand was particularly
No.
funny. I was
Dawley's
thinking
probably
the third place hand, which it frequently does. I hear the money machine counting again in the background too. Did you hear that?
yeah.
Somebody's reloading.
I'm guessing it's Kelly.
At least there's one.
Since the
5
people in
on
the chat
table.
claim that they
Yesterday
saw
everyone had like.
Chance walk up and give her money.
Oh,
That was fun to watch.
And then look,
Yeah, we
she's
watched
got
that on
chips.
YouTube.
Cha-ching.
It is nice that they have
Money.
the cage right here.
Oh.
We're going to have some results up here on the screen here.
How's he doing in the tournament, Jess?
We are building up some
Just better?
stacks
Oh,
now.
okay. Or rebought. Okay.
Yeah.
Raise 150.
Not great.
Not a you. That's okay.
Sam opened without showing us her cards.
Once you get to 300 big blind average stack, I think they just need to make that straddle mandatory.
Oh, I have diamonds too.
I'm just going to vote for that. I don't know that I have the authority to make that decision, but I'm going to vote for it.
You just like blood. Blood.
That means the flop definitely would have been black.
I am not touching that. Go ahead.
No, we're just going to let that go. The first time I played in the Poker Night show here in the Hard Rock.
Here in Florida, Hard Rock?
Yeah, this venue. We didn't play in this little room over here that they're in. That's by the casino, by the cage. We were out in some back room by some theater out in the entertainment space out there.
Okay.
And so like there wasn't a cashier right there. There was some guy who
Oh,
had
shit,
some
so you
chips
had-
to help
oh,
you.
okay.
You had to bring chips in your pocket. You had to. It was work to if you
Yeah.
if you ran out of chips, it was work to get more.
That's not good. Well, why wouldn't you have just came with some in your pocket, like a couple of big chips, right?
Well, then you got. I mean, you got to like
back
go
to the
if you're not from here, you got to go to the cage to start with. And
Yeah.
do I want to bring 30,000 in the game? Do I want to bring 10,000 in the game? Do I want to be, it's.
Oh, I understand. So we have a absolute minimum win with pocket aces?
It
And we're all a
happens
little
sometimes. Happens sometimes. No blood. It didn't come 7-7-4 with an ace on the turn.
Almost louder than you are.
That's really cute.
How you doing?
It's forever. This dinner break.
Oh, I didn't know it was dinner break. Probably did. I mean, how's your dinner break going? Did you eat well?
25.50?
The girls must be getting hungry. They're talking about dinner break.
Yeah, I think they were a while ago.
Raise
Wonder where they're going to go eat at.
175.
I've heard that the Japanese restaurant here is amazing.
Really?
Kuro, is that the Japanese restaurant?
I don't know.
I just saw the. Yeah, my friend told me when I was leaving to come here that it's amazing that I should eat there one night.
This is a nice property altogether. I like it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it every time.
Sprawls out. The
Every time
restaurants
I've been
are
here, I've
good. The
enjoyed it.
hotel staff is really good.
You wouldn't even have to like.
I mean, really
We
good.
can bet again later.
When you're a poker person, you know,
Not like we're gonna remember.
That's awesome.
you're, especially like in my case, sometimes stuck working and stuff like that. It's
We
nice
get-
to
we get
have
it at-
We get a
reliable
drinking game.
room service and stuff like that. And everybody working here is really good.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I'm June. Set it up.
It's hard not to like South Florida.
Put it on these two.
That's what we should have been doing when we were watching like final table coverage and stuff.
So we have ace queen raising, bringing it in against pocket sixes, 3, 5, 9 flop. Bada bing, bada boom. Jamie can't resist. Kelly and Jamie have played a lot of hands together today, it seems. And it feels like Kelly's been getting the best of her.
Yeah, they have played a lot of hands. And it's hard to say that sentence out loud when Kelly's losing 14,000,
I know.
isn't it?
It is. It definitely is, but I'm just saying.
It doesn't mean you're wrong.
Wait.
Yeah, in this spot.
Oh no, it's only 10 more minutes. 7:50.
So all the draws got there on the river.
Big check.
The river was a 7 of clubs, by the way.
Really wanted to get
I
out
don't
of
know why
line
they
with
didn't turn it over.
9-5.
Yeah, I mean,
All the draws got.
It's okay, because
But nobody had a drawing.
I'm going to get a lot, but
Well, technically,
hurting on that
she had
flop.
the
we're
overpair.
just playing more hands and like
Yeah. Who doesn't draw to a pair sometimes?
tell them to set them up in the back.
Pairs are hard to get.
I've had lots of hands where I just try to make a pair.
Just call. Let's see some
I don't
flops.
care what anybody says. Pairs are
That's
hard
why
to
we
get.
had unlimited chips. You could see so many turns, so many rivers.
I like flops as well.
I wish I was a billionaire so I'd never have to fold ever.
I like turns. I like to see the turns.
Dude, we were just talking about the other day how like I would never ever ever in my life fold a flush draw. If I
Ooh,
was
they're
billionaire.
shading.
I would just, I did limp.
It does
You
sound
like
like
that?
the throw
Little
some
shade.
shade.
I
I don't know if you
I
can use
just said I
say
wanna see
shading. You
flops.
have to throw
I thought
shade.
she was like, forgot
Why can't they do that?
No.
I was like,
I
okay.
just don't think it's the proper.
I like to make up my
proper
own
vernacular.
phraseology.
Everybody
from
would love
time to
playing with
time.
me
I
if
don't
I
know
was
if
a
I'm gonna let
billionaire.
you
I would
just
just be like, I have a gut shot.
make
Like,
me
let's
like
see what
that.
happens.
Yeah.
Ace 3, Ace 5, pocket deuces.
Yeah, I've been that person.
was
When I was a
purposely
lawyer,
these
I felt like a billionaire. I'm like, call.
Now, if a wheel hits the board, we might have blood. Ooh. Nut flush against a set. So we are going to
We
get a little bit of
got
blood.
we got a cooler.
Yep, we will get a little bit of blood on this hand and maybe go right to dinner. It might be the time.
There'll be some straight shots.
The way it stands right now, Cate is an underdog.
Lawyer
She's
on lawyer
2 to
violence
1.
here.
Jamie flopped the nuts.
Oh, that was a
Turn is
good card.
Good for.
If that was a
her.
spade, it would have killed the action.
It would have, yeah. That leaves the blood open, and we can see that Kate's got 16,000 and Jamie's got 9,300. So this should end up being a $20,000 pot, or certainly could be, unless she's
I think we're gonna get a bet and a raise on this street.
for sure.
And we have various opinions in the chat on who we want to win.
They're
Shocking.
placing bets. They do realize there's a delay, right? I don't want to kill any bet action going on in the feed, but I hope they understand that.
What do you think? The $2,000 wager into the 1550 pot.
It seems a little strong, but I mean, it's got to feel nice when you're sitting there with the nuts.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Cate feels like she doesn't want to see another spade on the river. She feels like she has the best hand right now, so she's making a spade pay. She doesn't realize she's running into 2. I think.
Yeah.
All in?
She might realize it now. That might be a dead giveaway.
Have a count, please.
So she bet 2.
Here comes the bad news. It's gonna be
7,300 more.
yeah enough that it's tough to call.
It is.
You're not
That's
getting
what
the
I'm
right
thinking.
price.
Yeah, they're definitely not getting the right price, so that's why.
I mean, even if she's up against the 8-9 or the set of tens.
A smooth call behind would have looked a little fishy.
Hey, we got Sea Chickens 32. You think he's from Seattle?
Could be. Sea chickens, yeah. That's what those things on the helmet are, right? Sea chickens?
Hawks, sea hawks.
Sea hawk. They look like they could be chickens.
9:30.
She looks upset. Yep. In the muck they go. So, I mean, in that particular case, like over-betting the pot accomplished, I guess, exactly what she wanted it to. It
Thought you
gave her
liked
the
games with the king
information
of
that
spades.
she was
He
looking
said, yeah.
for,
Cate?
Good both.
or it was going to force somebody with something like a spades random to really have to pay top dollar to see the river.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're going to dinner, but
I'm just talking.
I think the idea was maybe to charge a spade draw. If someone had a big overpair and a spade draw, they might call, and you just want to make sure they pay more than they're supposed to call.
Exactly. I agree.
All right, we're going to go to dinner too.